All right, coming up, we have the Puyo Puyo Tetris run by EI Story Mode Cutscene %, because we've got some time and the cutscenes are fantastic. EI, take it away.
They truly are. Puyo Puyo Tetris is basically what happens when you take two venerable puzzle franchises and just sort of mash them all together, and you end up with a bunch of goofy characters doing ridiculous things. So I'm just going to let the game take it away from here.
This is not good. I got teleported from home, and I'm in some weird place, and I'm all alone. This is so not good.
Captain's report. A girl in a non-form-fitting outfit has materialized aboard the SS Tetra. I believe she is currently performing an improvised alien comedy routine. Don't be hasty, yo. Something about this seems not normal. I am unsure what our next course of action should be. You there.
Huh? He's wearing some really tight-fitting clothes. And he's trying to talk to me. Wait! Someone sent those squarish things that brought me here. I bet that someone was you! Sounds like the only solution here is that we should battle.
Wait, what? The girl is in a panic, but perhaps a battle might be the best course. I shall fight her until she calms down.
Pee 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 pee! So,
well, I don't know if the timer matters that much given all the cutscenes that we're about to...
Let's do this! Tetris time!
Puyo Puyo time!
It's on!
So, as...
She doesn't play Tetris?
He doesn't play Puyo Puyo! But that's...
What the...
Oh no! We're starting!
So, yeah, welcome to basically the premise across the entire game is, hey, we have a problem, so I don't know, let's just battle or something and play puzzle games, it'll be fine, we'll figure it out. So, the obvious gimmick in Puyo Puyo Tetris is there's both Puyo Puyo and Tetris, and so, of course, the story mode appropriately starts with, well... both games happening to each other kind of at once, which is certainly an interesting way to do things. What you end up with then is each game's garbage gets converted through some complicated algorithm that I'm not even going to pretend to understand, and converted into garbage on the other side. What this means in practice is basically, if you're good at both games, you'll be able to do just fine at taking care of business for whatever your opponent happens to be playing. For Tetris against Puyo, usually you just want to slam as many attacks as fast as you can, because you'll just send a row or two of garbage repeatedly, and they won't be able to do anything about it. Anyway, plot.
Able to battle, even though he was using blocks instead of Puyos. He's not too bad.
What were those? I have never seen those jelly things before.
Huh? You don't know what a Puyo is?
I do not. I have a great deal of questions for you. But first, let me introduce myself. I am T, and I am the captain of this vessel, the Starship Tetra. I have the ability to control and clear Tetraminos.
So that's what Tetris is. Well, my name is Ringo, and I can pop Puyos to make them disappear.
So those round things are Puyos.
Uh-huh. And sometimes when we pop them, it sends us off to other worlds. It's sort of, kinda like, well, a portal. Anyhow, I'm sorry for barging in like this. Wasn't on purpose, I swear. But, maybe you can help me?
It's strange. Now that we've battled, I feel like I can trust you.
Really? Me too. Say, T, I was with a few of my friends before I arrived here. There's a chance they were also sent to this ship. They might be just as panicked as I was.
Roger, let's go search the SS Tetra together.
Thanks, T.
So if you couldn't tell by now, all of the all of the Tetris characters are named after the Tetronymos. So T, S, Z, because apparently it's not Z. I don't know. Etc. All of them letters. So interspersed with all of the actually battling against people are these little challenge stage things. And these are basically, like, for example, this one is just, hey, can you clear 10 lines in 2 minutes? It turns out, yeah.
This seems as good a time as any to remind everybody about the challenge you've got going on. You'll be donating $3 for every star you miss, is that right?
That is right.
All right, good luck.
This is the last
There's
one
going to
I'll
be
ask.
some guaranteed...
It's a simple question.
Oh, hang on, I'll let
Who
this
are
proceed.
you? What the Puyo? Are you here alone? Where are your friends? How did you get here? And where are you from? And why are you here? And also, are you aware that you're kind of a huge weirdo? Ah, my brain hurts. Look, I already told you. Everything was fine. And then I just got whooshed away while popping Puyos. By the way, I'm Amity, and I'm gonna be a great magician one day. A what? Magic schmagic. Look, lady. First, you interrupt my nap. Now, you're just blabbering nonsense. I'm so mad I want to smack you with a tetramino.
I had hoped we'd find her first.
Beep, 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 beep.
Ringo, girl in the red hat. Is that one of your friends?
Yep, that's Amity. She can be a handful sometimes. And hey, what about that other girl? She seems kind of abusive, don't you think?
Oh, that's S. She's one of my crew, and also a handful sometimes.
Well, if you're the captain, can't you make her stop?
The thing is, you see, well, the short answer is no. No, I can't.
Wow, sounds rough.
Hey, S.
T, finally! We need to talk.
What is it?
It is the captain's sworn duty to make sure I can nap in peace. And that means we need to detain weirdos before they roam free. Wouldn't you agree?
S, did it ever cross your mind? I can't be everywhere!
Well, then you're useless!
What did you just say?
Oh my! Another person in strange clothes.
You're Amity, right? Please, try and calm down.
I'll show you, calm! I challenge you to a battle!
I guess that's the quickest way to settle this.
Bring it!
Tetris!
Puyo Puyo!
Let's battle!
Again, battle's the solution to all of the conflicts ever. So where I was going to go before I remembered that cutscenes were happening, a lot of those challenge interlude stages have requirements that are much easier than they let on, and I will be taking most likely some guaranteed star losses and some guaranteed money for charity for the sake of going fast. So at the beginning, it's primarily focused on just, hey, I heard you kind of probably understand how to play Tetris, so we're going to start you with that, and we'll ease you into the Puyo Puyo side of it. At least I'm guessing that's where the logic was going with this. So it'll be a little bit, but before too long, we'll start to get some Puyo Puyo in the mix, and then we'll get both games involved in various ways, and that's when Puyo Puyo Tetris really starts to open up a bit. But first, plot.
What were those blocks? Who cares? Let's do that again. That was fun.
You've calmed down a bit.
Amity? Hey, Ringo! I'm so glad you're all right. So we can go into the details later. But that boy over there in the ridiculously tight jumpsuit is T. He's going to help us out. That's great! Thanks, T. I love the ridiculously tight jumpsuit.
You're welcome.
Next up, let's go look for Arl.
Is this Arl a friend as well?
Oh, she's the bestest there is. Just listen for a goo-goo. That means you're close.
A goo-goo?
Did someone say goo-goo? I think I heard a goo-goo earlier.
All right. Then let's get a move on.
Pee-pee, pee-pee-pee!
But first, interlude stages. So this one is scoring a rather kind of small amount of points in a relatively large amount of time, but it's still early, and the game's not expecting much out of you yet. So... Oops.
There. There.
It's fine.
I never back down.
So I met the score requirement, so I can just spike it, and it's fine. So there's 1 star that is missing.
What's wrong, doggy? Play with us.
Yes, play with us, doggy.
We haven't pulled any pranks yet, right, Jay?
That's right, Elle.
We didn't place his food with hot mustard.
We certainly didn't pelt him with live frogs.
We haven't sprayed him with the hose.
Specifically
And we
suspicious.
never even played tug-of-war with his tail.
We've behaved ourselves all day. Oh my. I know we're supposed to find Arl, but those two are bullying a helpless puppy. Are you sure that's a puppy?
Chat does raise a good point. Why are the creepy shining children here?
What's going on? Who are they?
Those 3 are also
A good
our
question, and I wish I had an
twins
answer.
are Jay and Elle. They love their pranks. And then there's the one trembling in the corner. That's I, the SS Tetra's chief engineer.
He's your engineer? How does your ship stay afloat?
Don't worry, he's a bit jumpy sometimes, but he comes highly recommended. Jay, Elle, leave him alone.
But we haven't done anything.
I saw something that spooked him.
And now he's too scared to move.
Oh? And what did he see?
He said it was a little yellow guy that says goo goo. And some strange girl was with him.
But that's silly talk.
Yeah, I'm silly.
Is that
Sounds like Arl, all right.
I? Where did the girl go?
All of the characters in this game are so ridiculous, and I love them all.
Pee, pee, pee.
I also greatly appreciate that T is entirely over everything that's happening around him.
Tetris battle!
So now we get some Tetris versus Tetris. And to mix things up, I'm going to do a slightly different strategy. Mostly because I can. Like, it's fine. We're just going to... We'll mess around a little bit with this.
While you're battling this poor dog, we have a $25 donation from Ron Klee. The comment, you know, EI, what you're doing to those Poyos should be a crime.
Thanks, Ron Klee.
Oof.
Never back down.
So that's a combo strategy. That's just a 3-wide. The real pros do a 4-wide well, but it's tricky to get that set up consistently and clear it out consistently.
I apologize for losing my composure.
In the meantime, I is now calm.
Indeed, it was a splendid battle, and I've returned to my senses. Now then, as for the peculiar duo I saw, I believe they ambled off in that direction.
Excellent. Thanks, I.
Whoa!
Something wrong, Ringo?
No, it's just... He really made a night and day recovery. It was really impressive. I didn't have a chance to give a proper reaction because I was waiting for a good moment. Hey, now we know where Arl is.
All right, let's go.
Pee 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 pee!
Insert the Batman, the Batman transition. Anyway, hey, look, it's one of those interlude stages again. So the marathon stages are just get a certain amount of points in Tetris with a certain line, a line quantity, which in practice just means get a few Tetrises with your lines, and that's probably good enough. Oh wow, one was good enough, but we'll do it back to back just to. I had it lined up. I might as well. And we're on to the next. It's just that easy.
I have you surrounded. Do not resist.
Hey, don't come any closer.
Also,
I'm warning you.
Giant robot. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You will do as I say. Surrender yourselves at once.
Get away! I'll never give in! Someone, help me! What's he doing to Arl? Oh my gosh! What's going on? That big round robot's got Arl trapped! Arl, you hear me? Run! He's probably too fat to chase you! Run, run, run! Amity, he looks like he's pretty athletic. Arl, don't move. We're gonna rescue you. Ringo? Amity? I'm so happy to see you. Us too. I'm glad you're all right. What was that piece of junk trying to do to you?
Excuse me?
Oh, robot got offended.
This whole list of demands. That sounds awful. What sort of list of demands? Oh my. He made me so uncomfortable, Ringo. He said I couldn't run in the hallway and not to drag my feet. He said I need to eat my veggies and I can't play with my food. He even lectured me about
This robot sounds like a great person.
Oh dear. That's not at all where I thought this was headed. You see what I mean? Ringo, you know how much I hate all that manner stuff. Goo, goo.
My apologies. Meet Zed, the last member of the Tetris crew. He means well. I guess he can overdo it some days.
So this thing's your friend?
That's correct.
So, you're gonna expect the same list of demands too, huh? Is that it?
No.
That before I ever give in to your oppressive demands.
Well,
Again, T is just all entirely over everything that's happening on his
This is
ship
pretty
right
much how we
now.
handle all our problems.
just leave her to me.
Bring on the Puyo Puyo!
Bring on the Tetris. It's time to battle.
Duel.
Duel. So, in case you're wondering, the combo strat does work pretty well against Puyo as well, but it's less good as your Puyo opponent gets better, because basically the win condition for a Puyo player against Tetris is pull off somewhere in the... Oops. That was an accidental double lock, and that's 3 more stars because I failed the mission. And that's 4 now. Oh man. Alright, well let's try that again, but with slightly less controller fail.
Take this preemptively, thanks you.
Yeah, we all know that was intentional.
There.
I appear to be not comboing very well right now. We'll figure this out though.
Spin attack. Spin attack. Hold. Rock attack. Spin attack. Spin attack.
As you can see by that gauge on the left,
Spin attack.
this is starting to be kind of a scary attack, and on the Puyo side it's even giving a warning. So when I launch this off, Arl has a problem.
Ow!
Arl is a big problem.
I never back down.
So basic mechanics. After the story break, stand by.
Well, that was fun.
Arl has to be very excited first.
Is everyone satisfied now? Are we all safe and sound?
You betcha. But wait, you were popping Puyo's just now.
Affirmative.
I know, right? I was surprised at first too. He calls the whole thing Tetris. Ooh. We've been to so many worlds, but there's always something new to learn, huh? The world's a big place. Isn't that right, Kirby? What matters is we're all together again. Now we just need to figure out how to get home. Usually we just pop Puyo's
So-
until it teleports us back. Pop some more? Goo goo!
So just as a quick lore note, Ringo, Amity, and Arl are the main characters of most of the Puyo Puyo games across history.
That's the Tetris emergency alarm.
Carbuncle is the ridiculous mascot.
Let's get to the cockpit. Something's happening. We need to hurry.
Let's move before our predicament gets any worse.
So, you'll note that now it's Puyo Puyo versus Puyo Puyo. So the predicament is clearly Puyo related.
What are these blobs? Hey! Get away from there, you blobs!
S, status report.
Can't you figure out what's happening?
Huh? I'm not sure what you mean.
These blobs just showed up out of nowhere. And we've lost control over the Tetris cockpit. Oh no.
I mean, there's a lot of warning hexagons going on that cockpit screen, so
T? Aren't you the captain?
everyone knows hexagons are the most alarming of shapes.
There's nothing I can do. They're all over the controls. What's that? He says we're caught in that planet's gravitational pull. Everyone, brace for impact. We're going to crash.
Did you say crash? Everyone, we need to pop these Puyos as ASAP as possible. Goo goo, let's do it.
Ringo, I want to help. Teach me how you pop Puyos.
You got it. And later, teach me how to clear those Tetraminos, okay? I mean, only if we survive, of course.
Ringo, I'm fairly sure you just jinxed us.
We'll be fine. All you need to do is connect 4 Puyos of the same color. That's all. There's some other stuff, like garbage Puyos and chains. But I'm sure you'll figure it all out. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Exactly. You ready?
Puyo Puyo battle!
So, Puyo Puyo. Yeah, you just connect 4. It's easy peasy. There's some other stuff like chains and, garbage Puyos. Mostly Ringo is going to be receiving garbage Puyos. It's fine, don't worry about it. She'll be fine. It'll be okay. So the basic gist for Puyo is you need to connect 4, but you need to connect 4 in a fashion where it falls, and then 4 more connect, and then those fall, and 4 more connect, and so on, and then you get something that looks about like this. So on top of Ringo's screen, you see all of those kind of goofy-looking boulder things. Each of those is 5 rows of garbage
I never back down.
on a playfield 12 rows tall. She had a problem. that was not... unless she had a chain of similar strength, that was not something you'd recover from.
He's a natural at Puyo Puyo battles. Well, it's my turn now. Hey! Why the shouting? I want to learn how to pop Puyos. Teach me. You want to help out? That's so helpful of you. It's not about being helpful. Clearly, if this starship crashes, I'm in trouble too. You are the most clueless girl in the entire universe. What did you say? Never mind all that. Show me how to pop Puyos. All right, that's the spirit. Puyo Puyo battle!
No, seriously though, you just connect 4. It's easy peasy. So, in practice, there's a lot of nuance that goes into playing Puyo Puyo, and it's part of why it's endured as one of the puzzle games that, like, Japan basically holds dear to their heart. To the point where I'm pretty sure they have, like, national tournaments or something like that. They seriously love this game. I mean, can you blame them, though? This game is pretty awesome. But there's, when you have high-level play, there's almost a sort of fighting game mentality to it. Because if both players have good enough basic chain-building skills, it starts to be a bit of interplay in terms of when you set off smaller chains to try and block what they have set up, or trying to anticipate what your opponent's doing. It's really fun. You're not going to see any of that here because the computers are not, in story mode at least, are not going to be good enough.
Incredible! We can't let them outdo us, right, Kirby? Goo goo! Beep 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 beep! You're T's partner. It's O, right? Did you want to help out too? Beep 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 beep!
I was excited.
I guess you and T are kind of like me and Kirby here. Isn't that right, buddy? Goo goo goo! Beep beep beep! So, you want to help us pop Puyos, is that it? Pee! 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 Great! Let's do it! Puyo Puyo versus Puyo Puyo!
P P P P P P P P P P. So here's your fun Puyo Puyo trivia fact. Carbuncle, in a lot of the old versions of Puyo Puyo, his entire job was basically just to chill in the middle of the playfield and just make goofy faces all match. He's just there to be a goofy mascot and just basically chill in the center and just have a fun time without really doing anything to influence the match at all. He fits that role well. He does a very good job at being goofy mascot.
Well, you're ruining a day there. We have a $100 donation from McG family. Comment, congrats on the wedding. Hope you have fun and raise lots.
Thank you for the donation.
Did we...
I
think we got most of them.
Nice job, everyone!
What's the total?
Looks like we're in the clear. You're kidding me! No matter what we do, more just keep coming! Goo goo goo! Oh, how long can we last?
My favorite part is, even when he's panicking, Carbuncle still just looks happy.
What did he say?
Captain's report. We have lost control of the starship Tetra. The crew will prepare for an emergency crash landing on the blue planet below.
Huh? Hey, did you say we were crash landing on a blue planet? Wait, crash landing? I hate crash landings!
And that's the end of Chapter 1. So on to Chapter 2, post-landing.
You guys all right? Hey, look, we're still alive. And check out where we landed. It looks like I'm back at Suzerain Junior High. Well, looks like I made it back home. Ringo! Goo goo goo! Arl! Carbuncle! I'm so happy everyone's safe. Amity! Hey, wait. Where's T and the others? Oh, I'm not sure. This could be bad. Arl, we need to find them. Bye, Ringo! See you later! Okay. Bye, you two. Well, I guess I'll go search by myself.
Hey there, Ringo.
Oh, hey, Makaro. What's up?
We missed you in class. Where have you been?
No biggie. Just a little trip aboard a starship.
Wow.
I can't fathom why Maguro always has a star at the end of his dialogue.
Oh? Yeah, kinda was.
There's probably an in-universe reason that I don't know,
Well, this
because
huge
the relevant game never made it to America.
Is it supposed to be like some sort of vocal inflection or affectation?
I had a feeling if anyone knew
Maybe?
something,
I don't know.
it would be you.
What did you say? That's gotta be T. Show me, Maguro.
Captain's report.
Pee-pee! Pee-pee!
The Starship Tetra has landed on an unidentified world. Ship status.
You know that the ship
very
is wounded because it has a bandage on it.
Missing.
Pee-pee!
Hmm?
Captain T.
Ringo, are you all right?
Oh no, the Tetra. It's pretty beat up.
Plus, my crew appears to be missing. Ringo, I think there's only one logical course. Do you think you could help me with something? Something very important.
Abso-tibly. Whatever you need.
I need to blow off steam. You still want to learn how to clear Tetraminos?
Oh, you remembered.
It's easy. Just make a solid line and they'll clear. There's some other stuff, like Tetris line clears and back-to-backs and T-spins. But I'm sure you'll figure it all out. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Now then, are you ready?
Tetris battle!
So, a little bit more Tetris versus Tetris here. With the, Tetris line clears and the T-spins and the... I mean, really, if you know how to combo, you can ruin a lot of people's day pretty easily. Especially when the AI is placing the pieces as, well, slowly as they are now. So how the garbage for these combos work is as you get a certain amount of line. Oh wait, hang on. Plot's more important.
Better now?
Probably.
I think so. Thanks.
I need to remember to say these things during the match.
I don't know what recon is, but I'll tag along. We should look for your crew.
You sure? You don't have anything else to take care of?
Nope. This is actually my hometown.
Out of all the planets, what are the odds?
Right? And as a resident, it's my job to show you around. Plus, I owe you, since you were a gentleman and brought me home. So let's go find your crew. Pee pee pee! Pee pee!
So how the combos work is as you get a certain amount of clears in a row, each one does more garbage.
What a spectacle.
It's very powerful.
For a moment there, I was convinced you were... No, wait. Hold on. What are you?
Pee pee! Pee pee! Oh, that's just Risukumo. He's in the physics club with me. He's a pro at popping Puyos.
Are there many like him on this planet?
Nope, he's one of a kind. Special edition. Limited run. Hey, Reese!
Why, hello there, Ringo.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I saw something most unconventional over there.
What was it?
I'm led to believe a trembling chihuahua walking upright and the most exceedingly out-of-shape robot ever.
Oh? Am I thinking what you're thinking?
That has to be INZ. We know those two.
PPP!
Let's move out.
Wait a moment, just a sec. I'd like to join. I'd like to observe how this all plays out just a bit more closely.
There. Who is a good doggy? That is correct. Nothing to fear. T should arrive soon to help us. Just remember, who is a good doggy?
I It's not every day you see a chihuahua sitting in a robot's lap. Can I take a picture with you?
Ringo, this is hardly the occasion for that. We don't know if he's had his shots.
Aye, Zed, you're all in one piece.
Ah, Captain. I am pleased to see you are in only one piece yourself.
Zed, status report.
As you can see, I is afraid of this alien world.
Aw, looks like he needs a belly rub.
Captain, I have not been successful at calming him down.
Say, Ringo, maybe you could give it a try?
Whoa, talk about delegating. Just leave it to me.
The power of the
My
captain.
hometown really is a safe place. There's only one way to calm you down. Let's battle!
Safe place. Okay, so we'll battle. It seems reasonable to me.
Nothing more calming than a battle.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you're all tired out after. Tucker's out, the poor fella. Alright, so I'm just casually making a chain here. Don't mind this. Oh, I forgot the green's there. Aw, that's not gonna get it done. Well, I mean, it is gonna get it done, probably, but it's not quite the chain I wanted. I wanted a little bit stronger one to ensure that, that I was nice and calmed down after the fight. You know, just taking care of, taking care of calming down I. It's
Young
fine.
lady, I am in your debt. You
And it
stopped
seems to
us
have worked.
from being one of those dog day afternoons.
Eh? This chihuahua doesn't make sense, does he?
T, does your whole crew look like him?
No, he's one of a kind. Special edition. Limited run. Aye, Zed. The SS Tetra is damaged. And the rest of the crew is unaccounted for.
Pee, 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 pee. Pee, pee, pee.
Remember when I said there were lots of very silly characters?
You don't say.
I wasn't saying that lightly.
Actually, I do, Captain. They were trying to see how much mischief they could get into. And then they skipped off, hand in hand.
This is a
Sounds
certain
like this, too.
plurality of silly
We need to find
characters.
them before they cause any trouble.
This sounds bad. We should hurry, T.
I agree. Let's move out.
Best of luck, gang. Zed and I will take a look at the Tetra. Sounds like a proper task for an engineer, after all.
Indeed. So let's solve more problems with more puzzle battles. What could possibly go wrong with this?
So many people, Elle. Totally. Where is this place? What is this place?
I got an idea.
I got one too.
Or the captain binds us.
Let's see which of us can cause more trouble.
Time for a mischief battle.
Spoilers, you don't get to play in a mischief battle.
Let's grab them.
Sorry to disappoint.
I think they're talking about us.
So continuing on with the Puyo versus Tetris ongoing battle theme, I guess, for at least a little bit longer. Once we get to about Chapter 3, or maybe late Chapter 2, I'm trying to remember, we will start to get a little bit more interesting variants of battle. Oh, wait, I should have put that up there. Hey, it gave me another try. Nice. Don't ask me why I'm building up this high of a chain, because honestly, I couldn't tell you. There's no real good reason for it, but we'll have a little fun with this. So that's a bit of garbage. And eventually they'll actually receive it.
That was perfect.
Hey, they caught you!
You're totally under arrest. Are you? For
They're
real?
way too excited about
You
this.
two ran off just to go play pranks?
Nope, nope, nope. Yep, someone brought us here.
Yep. They said they wanted to cause mayhem. Mayhem? That doesn't sound so good. Who brought you here?
A girl with curly, curly pink hair.
A lady with wavy, wavy blue hair. Those descriptions sound somewhat familiar.
Hey, shouldn't you be looking for S?
All right, folks.
You see her?
If you're familiar with the Puyo Puyo canon, you'll know exactly which two characters those are that Jay and Elle are referring to right now. If not, you'll find out shortly. Just stay tuned.
Anyhow, maybe I should head back.
I'll go with you and keep you safe. That sounds like a bad idea. Hey, Maguro.
Don't worry, Ringo. I'll make sure these two get back to the starship with 0 to minimal detours.
What? Minimal detours? That's not fair!
Yeah, we didn't agree to that. You want something to complain about, eh? Didn't think so. Now, vamoose!
Vamoose. So next up, another interlude stage, but this time a Puyo Puyo one. These are usually your opportunity to start learning how to Puyo Puyo if you're unfamiliar with the game and you're trying PPT for the first times. They're a good way to sort of dip your toes in the Puyo universe, I suppose. The wonderful world of Puyo chaining. So this is what we would call a power chain. That last clear in the chain would have done a ton of damage. That 4 chain would probably have done enough damage to be close to a 5 or maybe even a 6. So you can skip ahead in power by throwing some good power chains like that, just clearing multiple clears worth at once. So it's pretty good. And then we have Fever Mode, which is, well, you'll see.
100%. So, got it. This is exciting. Cosine, A+.
And then sometimes you don't get the colors you need, and it becomes a problem.
Exciting. Cosine.
Other times you accidentally cut your chain off like that and ruin the whole thing. All of this and more is possible in Fever Mode. The Fever challenges typically are get a certain amount of points within a certain level, which seems really arbitrary, and there's another star, so I think we're at, what, 5 total? If you don't get all clears or consistently clear them, it's pretty tough to get the 3 stars, because the requirements for 3 stars are pretty stringent. If you clear it or all clear it, the increasing the preset is much larger on the follow-up,
How
so...
could you let a cute girl like me get into this situation?
Oh, sorry.
I'll
S is
never
being melodramatic.
forgive him.
That's all. Sobby wine.
Papa, help me! I'm lost and alone in a scary world.
Huh? That's the same little girl, right? I didn't know she had a softer side to her.
Apparently she does. Let's try not to stare. Don't make direct eye contact.
Don't tap on the glass.
Understood. Well, why don't you handle this one, T?
Hey, S. Captain's here to rescue you.
Huh? Well, you're late. Where the heck were you?
I know. Want to play with some squishy Puyos? It might calm you down.
You big dummy!
That's the spirit. You ready?
You're the worst captain in the universe!
And battle. And somehow T's the only one playing with Puyos right now. Sure. This is probably good enough. Like I said, for Puyo versus Tetris on the Puyo side, getting about a 6 chain is good enough to put them on the ropes. Another one past that is probably enough to finish the job.
I never back down.
T never backs down.
Well, that looks like it helped.
What exactly? It didn't help the fact that you're a useless captain, did it? It didn't uncrash the Tetra or unstrand me on an alien homeworld, did it? You should be glad I'm even speaking to you.
Excellent. She's back to her old self again. Mission accomplished.
Wow. The power of friendship.
Yep, we're practically family.
Pee-pee, pee-pee.
So, S, how'd you end up here?
Actually, I'm not sure. There was this girl with a crooked stick in each hand. I kind of followed her. She was just shouting, "Hiya!" And when we got here, she was gone. Huh? You know what? All these descriptions keep sounding vaguely familiar.
More Puyo
Who
characters.
cares? My turn to ask questions. What is it? You found the crew, right? Is Papa safe? Is he? Please tell me Papa's safe. Papa? We didn't meet S's dad, did we? He has a big round body and an even bigger heart. Huh? You mean Zed? My Papa. You know he's a robot, right? Of course she knows he's a robot. Do you have a problem with Papa? No. It sounds completely biologically routine. You ask strange questions.
Hey, let's all head back now. Your Papa's waiting us.
T, you're going to go along with this narrative? Not that there's anything wrong with it, of course.
So anyway, Puyo. Now we have the tiny trial, which, you know, get your opera glasses out and
There!
you should be able to maybe almost be able to tell what's happening.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way. So, in general, for the tiny trials, you are better off just trying to do single clears. Because if you try and set up for chains, you'll end up thinking much harder than just slapping a few Puyo down. That's 2 more, by the way, so we're at, I think, 7? Okay.
And we're here.
Welcome to here.
You're here too!
Everyone's here.
We decided to come back and wait for you guys.
You're all here too, with all of us. Welcome.
There were introductions earlier. It was all very cordial, I assure you.
Great. So everyone's acquainted now.
And the Tetra looks like it's in much better shape. Hi, how is she? All fixed up?
Even me!
Certainly. This Risukuma fellow has proven quite helpful, actually. We combined our shared know-how while you were gone. And I think you'll find much of the Tetra's functionality has been restored.
Huh? Reese, what's wrong?
He's just excited.
Science Bear seems angry.
I'm pretty sure somebody was just mashing on the keyboard when they typed that one out, and the voice actor just had a bit of fun with it.
Oh, okay. Well, that all seems perfectly normal.
More importantly, are we ready to depart, Ai?
Not quite, Captain. There's a few complications. In particular, we won't be able to travel any great distance. We need some
It's
special
still all
parts
broken.
to properly fix the Tetra.
I cannot allow that.
That voice! Hey, why are you yelling? Do you know who that is? There's no way I'd mistake that voice. There's only one possibility. Rafina!
Amity is extremely excited.
The boundary shall fall. The two worlds will merge. And if you stand in my way, I shall kick you. Really super hard.
Who in the heck? I hate arrogant, spoiled, stuck-up, self-entitled girls. Blah!
Do you see what we have to deal with now, S?
Pee-pee-pee! No. Guys, this is Rafina. She's my friend.
Hey! That's the sleaze bin who tricked us.
She's not just a bin. She's a sleaze wagon. What are you two talking about? Wait, Rafina, why are your eyes so scary? And merging two worlds? That's not how you usually talk.
I shall have to demonstrate then. Let us battle. Puyo Puyo and Tetris. Together.
That's not even a thing.
Spoilers, it's a thing. Welcome to swap mode. Swap mode, it's basically as it sounds. You have two play fields, and then you swap. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to also talk about swap mode. I can't declare my by the ways while I'm talking about swap mode.
Hey man, I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, is that still from before? Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, that by the way is from before. So how it works is every chunk of time, your boards will swap. And then you can do this. That's called a swap combo. Basically, your active piece will continue to fall down as the board swaps. And then if you clear something with that, and then you clear something on your other board after that clears, you get swap combos, and those are extremely powerful and basically just ruined Rafina's day. They're also worth a frankly ridiculous amount of points. So, there's that. In the meantime, other characters.
Rafina was crazy. Well, what's going on here?
Ringo, are you okay?
Huh? Oh, Maguro. We should get out of here. We need to figure out what's happening.
I won't allow that.
Who asked you? Hey, wait, it's you!
That's correct. I'm me.
I'm me.
Scary, evil, weevil, weirdy, wacky, gothy girl! Hey, she's the one that made me get lost! The girl with the crooked sticks! Crooked what now? You gotta workshop those adjectives on me.
The two worlds shall become one. That is fate.
Fate.
Ringo, is this how she normally is?
Well, I mean, it's not too far off. She's usually rather dark, but not quite so aggressive. She is weird, though. That part's definitely normal.
Hey, yeah! Not cool! No attacking during a side conversation!
So the general strategy for swap, as you can tell, depending on which side you start with, is set yourself up to have something clear at the swap, and then use the swap combos to cause some cause some damage. Cause all the garbage to fall. And if you know how to do it right, you can definitely cause some garbage to fall. Observe. So, with that relatively simple chain and then a few Tetris clears somewhere in there, there's several rows of garbage that are just kind of ready to go.
Close call.
And if you have garbage left over, it carries over to the other side. So, Feli still has a problem.
I should have predicted this.
Swap mode, as you can tell, is a lot of fun.
Carby, this whole situation is getting out of hand. Goo goo goo! Something weird's gotten into Feli and Rafina. Plus, there's those Tetraminos raining down. And we got simultaneous Puyo Puyo and Tetris battles. We're cursed. Everywhere we go, weird stuff happens.
It's only getting more out of hand from here, folks.
Feeling. We need to stop them, whatever they're up to.
Do not try and stop.
You gotta be kidding me! It can't be! Rulu, you too?
Out of my way, or I'll blow you to smithereens.
What are you saying?
We will battle with Tetraminos. We will battle with Puyos.
Wait, but why?
You got Puyos in my Tetris.
Hey, are you even listening? Goo 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 goo!
So, more swap. One of these okay, I was gonna say, one of these times it's bound to actually start with Tetris. Comboing is powerful in general, but it's especially good in swap, because your combo carries over across the swap if you swap back and forth. So I'll have all of this, all of that combo at the ready, and then if it swaps back over, I'll be able to basically just launch a ridiculously powerful attack in short order. Rulue, or Rulu, I guess, sure, whatever, won't stand a chance. I got a little greedy, so that's unfortunate, but it's still fine, because this combo is already more than sufficient to, more than sufficient to take care of business. Now imagine if that was paired with a swap combo, and weep for Rulue.
I shall return. Just you wait and see.
Hold on! Rafina! Rulu!
They're gone.
Hey guys, J, L, S. Were those the people who tricked you?
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct! Yes!
I swear I'm not lying.
I'm not lying, I swear!
My sensors believe they are telling the truth.
I see.
I'm positive too. That was the girl with the sticks.
I mean, Feli's sticks are pretty distinctive.
Rafina would never cause mischief.
Amity.
She wouldn't! She wouldn't! She isn't capable of mischief! I mean, unless there's some shiny jewelry at stake or something!
Hey. Yeah, that's not really helping your case, Amity.
Then, what's happening? Something is definitely off. 5 minutes with Rulu, and she didn't mention the Dark Prince once.
That's your method of gauging crazy?
S is also entirely over this.
I apologize for butting in like this. But perhaps this isn't a problem we can solve right now. Why not address the solvable problems first?
Thanks, Ai. You have a point. You were saying that there's a way to repair the Tetra.
Indeed, there is. I'll let Mr. Risukuma elaborate.
Keyboard mashing.
Use your words,
That's how you
Reese.
solve a problem.
Use your words.
Ah, yes, that's much better. Pardon me. Now I've run some calculations. Your starship's flight capabilities are severely limited. But we can rebuild her. We have the technology. It's around here somewhere. We just need special parts from up in the sky.
So we just get the right parts, and the Tetra's all good?
According to my calculations, yes.
Well, let's do it.
I've written down the details. Please disregard the doodle.
One more thing. We can't hold much fuel or water. I propose we don't all attempt to board the Tetra together. Let's make several trips. 2 or 3 of us in varying combinations. Or we'll run out of fuel and be trapped in space forever and ever.
Plus, then we'd have too many people and we wouldn't be able to set up a one-on-one battle.
We have no choice. Our path is clear.
Excellent. Let's you and I go first.
Prepare to depart at once.
Prepare to point at each other dramatically. So next up, we have Big Bang mode. This is a very exciting mode that, well, I'll let it speak for itself in a moment.
This is the Constellation Zone.
So, what now?
Let me check your bear friend's
There are
notes.
some very generous constellations going on here. I'd just like to point out that I don't know how you get a trumpet out of 4 stars, but they've pulled it off.
With the Tetris King.
Well then. How the heck is that supposed to fix your ship? Uh-huh. So who the heck is the Tetris King? And where the heck can we find him?
Right the heck here.
What? You're the Tetris King?
So, Big Bang mode. Tetris style, because of course there's Big Bang mode Puyo style as well. No, seriously, I'm gonna let Big Bang mode speak for itself, because, it actually honestly does kind of speak for itself here a little bit. That was actually unintentional. So, Big Bang mode for Tetris is a really good way to work on your piece finesse movements and move stuff in place efficiently, because everything here is designed to be relatively quick to set up. The general gist of the mode is you get a bunch of fever mode, either fever mode or Tetris fever mode, effectively, and you're building up a hidden garbage counter, and then all of that garbage accumulates now and gets unleashed in, well, a Big Bang. Ringo didn't do very good. Ringo very much did not do very good.
I never back down.
Woo! So you're the Tetris
An explosive
King?
battle. A literal Big Bang.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's such a bland title. You couldn't get a better one?
Hey, I worked hard for my title. Besides, it's a more recent development. You see, there was a former Tetris King, but he sort of vanished into thin air. Poof.
Oof?
Poof.
Poof.
Right. So, maybe we should head back down and refuel?
You're right. That could have been disastrous. Let's go.
So here's an unrelated, like, trial mission thing, I guess. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Some of these just sort of pop in as, I guess, effectively filler missions. Oh, well, that was probably... I probably didn't need to go more than that, huh? One Tetris is apparently all they really wanted out of me. Also, Fever Trial. Spoilers, Big Bang mode for Puyo is effectively Fever mode, so this. Coincidentally, if you set up a 4-player match of Fever mode, it is truly a cacophony of just character voices all overlapping with each other. It's something to behold. Oh, I set that up wrong. I should have cleared the, like, orangish, reddish Puyos. So this is not going to be a clear. So, if you clear everything, if you get an all clear where it actually gives you the all clear declaration, you get basically 2 extra chains worth on the next one. If you clear where you just get the intended number of chains, you get +1. If you don't, you get -1.
This consolation zone is beautiful. It's whatever. So what do we need to do? Give me that note. I want to read it. It says, 2 fashionable ladies battling in ladylike fashion. Ladylike, huh? Ladylike. Oh! Lady Auntie, will you do me the honor of an hostile encounter? Lady Anne, it sounds like 'tis the social event of the season. I shall RSVP at once.
Puyo Puyo Big Bang. What you just saw with Fever mode, but now competitive. And this is some cool RNG. So we'll try and add an extra chain on that chain. Hopefully that'll be fine. Learning how to deal with an uncooperative RNG is the key to doing well at Fever mode / Big Bang mode. Also, S is actually doing remarkably well. This is closer than I'd like it to be at the moment. I don't want to put that there. Oh, I didn't want to put that there either. Ooh boy. Alright, this is gonna get a little dicey. This is gonna get a lot dicey. Fortunately, S's AI is starting to have some trouble now, so I might be okay in the end. But that got a little scary for a while. I'm not used to seeing the AI get hundreds of thousands of points on this. This is probably going to go to a second round. Oh, what? Okay, sure, fine.
Let's try that again.
Normally they take a little bit less damage when per Puyo chunking into the glass, I suppose. I'll take it.
Oh, you are dreadfully good at this, I do declare. Oh, you flatter me, mademoiselle.
Ladylike
Okay,
chuckle.
I'm over this. Me too. It was fun though, don't you think? Next time, let's roll our R's. Pipe down. I'm heading back to the ship. S, wait! Don't leave me out here!
Anyway. Clear 20 lines within 2 whole minutes. That should be fine. I don't think it'll be an issue. Let's... Whatever. This is fine. Something like that. That's probably good. Amity aced it like a math test. In the meantime, more Tiny Trial. Also known as, I don't know, just clear a few pews, I guess is probably fine. And just like that, we're done.
I knew I'd win.
Easy peasy. Also, that's 2 more stars. 9.
Looks like it's our turn to go up into space. It says a clash between the 2 most adorable sidekicks. Pea, Goo, Pea, the bee, the bee. Goo, 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 goo.
The monosyllabic, monosyllabic sidekicks. They're basically Pokemon, except it's not speaking their own name. They're speaking peas and goos. Regardless, the interesting thing about this particular Big Bang mode run is its very short time limit. 40 seconds is going to be barely enough time to get rolling with a decent-sized chain. Ooh. Especially if the RNG is being troublesome, which it often is. And I accidentally lost a clear in the chain, a hit in the chain, if you will. Fortunately, if the computer is bad at Big Bang, in Tetris, they're really bad, because Tetris Big Bang is all about just placing Tetris pieces, Tetronymos, as quickly as you can. If you're not slamming them down, you are going to just lose quickly. Whereas in Puyo, if they're just sort of placing it randomly, they can still sometimes get very lucky, as we saw earlier with S.
Well, looks like we
Well,
did our part.
sidekicks are tired. They're gonna take a nap now. Onto a Puyo Puyo trial. Like the rest of them, is basically clearable with a relatively small chain. So I'll set up something quick, and we'll be on to the next in a jiffy here. I say as I'm not getting any blues, and so I end up adding more to it. It's fine. We'll set it off now, though, before I get too greedy. Probably overkill, but hey, sometimes you just have to clear some Puyo.
Looks like we gathered everything we need to fix the Tetra.
And look, a few Big Bang matches later, and we got stuff. It's weird how that works.
Right now.
I still don't get why Rula was acting so weird last time. But at least we took care of one problem. Goo goo goo. Amity, are you still thinking about what happened with Rafina? She didn't seem like herself. I'm really worried.
I bet you plot is
I don't know where
involved.
she went.
Hey there, Amity.
Eh? I know that voice. Lemris!
Glad I finally found you. I had a hunch you'd end up here.
Ringo, who's that?
Him? That's Lemris. He's a friend of Amity's. And he's pretty good at popping Puyos. here?
Something strange is going on in our world. There's these things from the sky. They're like giant blocks. Crazy, huh? They're just raining down on Primtown.
Huh? That sounds like Tetraminos. But why are they on our world?
I couldn't tell you. But hey, it gets weirder than that. They say two strangers showed up out of nowhere. A green-haired boy with horns and a drooling, shadowy guy.
What was that? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That depends. Do you think it might be the same two people?
What same two people?
Spoilers. Satan, I'm sorry, Dark Prince, localization changes, and Ekolo, Puyo villains.
Nasty and
Puyo
cruel
villains.
People,
You rang, Captain?
huh? Definitely not. We were talking about two other nasty and cruel people.
Be more specific next time. It's them. I'm sure of it.
Well, say, why don't y'all just come back to Primtown with me? I mean, we could use a hand cleaning up.
Okie dokie, Eggs and Yoki. Me and Arl and Amity will go with Lemris. And Reese, Maguro, and the others? Maybe you could stay here and help fix the Tetra?
Nice to meet you, Lemris. I'm Captain T, and this is my friend O. We'll help too, if that's all right.
What? Where are you going? You don't have anything to do with this.
I think those Tetraminos are related to our predicament. Besides, these three have helped so much, it's my turn to help them.
I'm gonna point dramatically about this too.
Thanks, T. Ready to go?
Hold up. I
don't know if that
going
was
to
dramatic
help,
enough
right?
though.
Let me first help out by teaching you how to take care of Tetraminos.
Easy as pie. Do they go pop like Puyos?
Not quite a pop, exactly. Visual demonstration!
So anyway, visual demonstration. Spoilers. We've been over this. The lines that get cleared. The catchphrases, they get shouted. Because it's not a real puzzle game attack unless you shout it. It's in the regulations, I'm pretty sure.
Hold! Spin attack! Spin attack! Spin attack!
Yeah, it's probably good.
I never back down!
That's how you clear Tetraminos. Something like that, at least.
Oh, gotcha. So that's how you clear those blocks.
Got the hang of it?
Let's see if the student can beat the teacher, though.
Huh? Now, don't get ahead of yourself.
Fine. I guess we don't have to do a Tetris battle.
What? You think I'm going to let you withdraw a challenge?
I was hoping you wouldn't.
Show me what you've learned. Tetris battle!
Continued dramatic pointing. Ah, that's annoying. That's a thing that can happen sometimes. It's just RNG frowning on your day. The one after the fact was my fault for somewhat poor stacking, but even so, you can work around it. It's fine. He's about to have a poor day.
Gingerbread! Gingerbread! Cream pies!
I'll do better next time.
Piece of cake.
Hey, you aren't half bad.
T was holding
The other half
back,
of you
clearly.
isn't so bad either. Guess since we're both half good, I'll share my cake with you.
Huh? What's a cake? Say, this thing's kind of moist and fluffy.
Never had cake before?
We don't have a lot of squishy things back in my world.
Hey, take these too. I got jams and jellies and pudding and pie.
Are those?
Lemurus has a little bit of a sweet tooth, if you
These are
couldn't
pretty
tell.
Amazing.
Hello? T. Lemurus. If you're done with snack time, can we get going?
Oh, right. My apologies.
It's fine.
Sorry, I'm a sucker for sweets. Ooh, suckers. Huh. Right, let's go. Follow me, everyone. I know the way. This'll be easy. A piece of cake with cream cheese frosting.
Hey.
A lot of
Much quicker than I expected.
Tetronimos hanging out over here.
Convenient,
It's
we found
a
coffee
little
right here.
over the top, I think.
I told you I knew the way.
So this is Prim, and it is overrun with Tetraminos.
Pee pee. Pee pee.
I agree, O. This is definitely the strangest world we've ever seen.
Yep. Welcome home. It's tons of fun here. Wish we had time to go sightseeing. But we really are overrun with Tetraminos. This place is a mess. Well, then let's get to
We're
our
not
tea.
even making any lines with them.
Tetramino cleaning duty. And second, we figure out why this is happening.
Not to go in reverse order, but I can tell you why this is happening.
Oh no, it's him! It's the Dark Prince!
It's Satan.
Sounds like my precious Arlie and my precious car bunny need help.
Oh no, Dark Prince, come on.
Me, the strong, strapping, mad-capping monarch of the dark. The magnificent Dark Prince. At your service.
No, thank you! Goo, goo, goo.
Huh? Hey! I wasn't done with my introduction yet.
Yes, you were! I knew we'd find you here!
So you want to know why the Tetraminos are hitting Prim, huh? Well, listen up. Two very different dimensions seem to be merging into one. And thus, it's transforming both worlds. And somehow, a few people have gone a little kooky from this. But if you beat them at Puyo Puyo in Tetris, you might cure them. And now, to reveal who is behind the merging of the worlds.
Let me guess. It's you, right?
Huh?
You probably wanted to have some fun. Is that it? You got bored, so you caused a whole bunch of chaos. Big whoop. Goo goo, goo goo!
No, I'm not evil.
What? You suspect me of all people?
It's definitely just the sort of evil plan you would concoct!
I'm flattered, but please, believe me, Arlie. It wasn't really
No matter where I travel to, no matter what, you're always there to cause trouble. Of course I don't believe you're innocent. Goo goo goo.
I'm wounded by your cruel finger pointing. I am
Princely
victim
cry.
here. You two are ganging up upon me.
Whoa, I think he's actually crying. Say, how about we use this chance to clear some Tetraminos? I'm way ahead of you. Time for your punishment. Goo goo goo, goo goo goo.
All right. So here we have everyone's least favorite mode in the game. It's party mode. It's just you do the game, but now there's items, and also it's just a timed mode. So we're on the hook for 2 minutes here, no matter what happens.
That being the case, we have a $10 donation from Boris. Keep up the good work and good luck with your rando tomorrow, EI. P.
Thank you, Boris. Fingers crossed for the rando tomorrow. That's going to be a thing, regardless of how it goes. I'm sure it's going to be a thing. So anyway, puzzle mode is basically just score more points in 2 minutes, and also there's wacky items like increasing the drop speed, which is clearly, you know, a huge problem, as you just saw. When you defeat your opponent, you get some points, or rather, you steal some points from them, which is all fine and good. Also, the items are, will clear in their entirety, which can leave annoying holes like that you then have to clear out. So that's cool. Thanks. But I mean, it exists, and we'll play it. There we go. Also, the no rotating lasts on a time limit, so you just need to wait long enough, and then it's fine. On the plus, the time limit is generous enough that getting the 3 stars is generally not much of a problem. So it's a pretty laid-back mode in the end, and we got a nice floating item there, just hanging out at the end of this. So yeah, Satan's evil plan has been foiled, I guess.
It wasn't me this time. You're all a bunch of meanie pants.
He's getting away! Goo, goo, goo. You guys stay here. Me and Carby will track him down.
I did promise a goofy and silly story.
So strange just now. I'm worried. See you all later. Hey! Dark Prince, wait up! Goo, goo.
Status report. Ringo, what in the universe did we just observe?
Don't worry about it. Arl's on the job, so it should turn out all right. Ish.
That sounds reassuring.
Ish.
Come on! We got some inspectigating to do.
I think we should start at the magic school. That's where I left the others. Maybe they found something out since I left.
But first, line clearing. The timed ultra trial, once again, just sort of clear a few lines and you'll probably be good. I don't know. These have popped up enough times by now that I'm kind of running out of exciting new things to say for them. But can mix it up a little bit with some comboing, some Tetrising. 20k I think is enough. I don't know. It's probably good. Oh, it's good for 2!
Oh, nice.
That's another one on the tally, which I think puts us at 10.
Yep,
I think we are
even 10, but
double digits.
We're all confused here. Is it Tetris time?
It was, in fact, Tetris time.
Huh.
Who's there? No, stay back.
Now it is story time.
Up ahead. And I'd say he looks pretty frightened. Huh? It's Cloak! What's wrong?
Oh, hello there, Amity. Nothing important. It's just... well, she was acting stranger than normal. I tried to reason with her, but she spooked me. I ran off kicking and screaming. I mean, I walked off at an average pace entirely of my own accord.
Ringo, who's that?
EP! Oh, that's Cloak, one of Amity's friends. Start over. Who scared you away?
Hey, I didn't get scared. Let's keep our facts straight. If you're going to twist my words, maybe I don't want to answer your questions.
Is this really the time to get defensive?
Oh no! Oh, it's her!
Oh.
Oh. But no, O's over there. He's saying PP or something like that, I think.
Alive. The two worlds are becoming one.
You don't stand in my way. Hi-ya! Well, don't hide behind me. Because now I need someone to hide behind. Everything is so chaotic. What's going on?
Didn't that Dark Prince fellow mention this? This girl is acting kooky, right? She's not herself. So that means we should battle her, correct?
Well, I mean, that's how you solve every other problem.
I'll look after Amity and Kluke. You got this, Ringo?
Leave her to me. All right, Ringo, you can do this. You can do this.
You just put the Puyos down, and then
I'm talking to you.
wait, I don't know what happens next. No.
I hope you're ready. Because now it's time to deal with me. And I want to battle! Hi-ya!
So hey, swap mode. Swap mode's fun.
Tetris as planned.
So an alternate strategy for swap mode when you start with Tetris is to get yourself a nice back-to-back Tetris chain going. So we'll start to stack for that a little bit here, and a good thing you can also do is set up a attack right as it swaps, and that can cause your opponent to basically have garbage that they can't avoid because it immediately falls on them, which is a pretty solid way to go as well. There's some freedom of choice here. You can choose your own adventure in the swap world, which of course requires that you set something up, but we'll get to it on the next one. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
No, you can't. I can see it.
But what we can do is we can set up a Tetris right at the swap, which I'm gonna stall a little bit here. So it's after the swap, and now we get some swap combos out of this,
No, you can't.
which, as you can see, made that simple 4-chain very, very powerful. Swap combos are definitely the key to making swap
Think
go
she'll return to
well.
normal now? What are you
Very, very,
doing
very
here?
important.
You'd better not mess with me. Hi-ya! Oh no! I can't tell if it worked!
Hey, Felly, you okay?
Lemurs? I'm happy to see you all, but... Hey, where are we? And what am I doing here?
Hey, I think she's coming back to normal. It's the cute, cuddly Felly we all know and love.
Hey, not cool! You just started acting strange out of nowhere. And you chased me and scared me and you bullied me.
Great. You guys brought Four Eyes with you. Why are you here? Didn't I tell you to stay away from me?
What?
Oh boy, there they go, just like old times. I'll handle these two. Y'all head on over to the magic school, okay?
You got it!
Lemurus is also a little laid back.
Come on! Let's hurry!
Just a touch. Just the
Hold up.
slightest bit.
Head count.
We're coming. Don't forget about us.
Pee, 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 pee!
Yeah, what O said. Alright, puzzle trials. Puyo, make a chain, and then you're probably good. Most of the puzzle trials like this are doable with a really comparatively small chain. And I think this is gonna work.
Solved it. Got it.
By the way,
Side! Cosine!
this one was also apparently a very short Puyo trial as it was. I only saved 7 seconds spiking that down.
Step aside.
What? Why?
So you will not step aside then. There's an unnatural energy in you. Shouldn't you also embrace the coming chaos?
Huh? Rafina, that's a bad idea. You need a new plan. People don't like chaos.
Well then, in that case, I shall have to take you out of the picture.
No! Raph, I finally tracked...
You finally tracked me down.
We should have
You look out of breath. You want battle, huh? Need me to start it? Amity, Rafina, time to battle!
Crowd gone wild cheer. Sometimes the subtitling is even better than the intentionally half-hearted voice acting. So let's try and set this up a little better this time. We're gonna check out that Tetris. It was a good Tetris. I'm glad we checked it out. And we'll just casually have that just sort of meandering its way down. Don't worry about it. It'll take care of... it'll be fine. Oh, what's that? A swap combo. So one of the problems with swap mode is... Oh, no! That can happen! So as soon as it swaps back, Rafina's gone. It's over. But she does live on borrowed time for a little bit longer. The other problem is if you clear anything, it'll delay the garbage that gets sent. So you can end up stalling a very long time if you have a bunch of clears set up and you can just slowly clear them down and delay a huge amount of garbage coming your way. It can be a real problem.
Huh? Rafina, are you all better now? Stop being mean, okay?
Amity, why are you yelling at me? How about we just use our indoor voices a bit? Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
I'm so happy! You're back to your usual mildly tolerable unpleasantness!
Excuse you? Someone's being a bit snappy today.
Amity? Found you.
You took off so fast, we were worried we'd lost you. But it looks like you solved the problem on your own.
You can say that again.
It looks like you solved the problem on your own. And then you look at the right side of the screen and Rafina's about ready to punch some people's lights out.
Wow, everything's spinning.
I think she's gonna faint.
No, I'm not.
She's just ready to battle.
Rest.
I'm fine. Hey.
I'm
you can
fine,
catch up with me
thunk.
later, okay? Why don't you get a little shut-eye first? Sig, will you watch her? No, I'm fine. Maybe I'll just get a little shut-eye first. Thank you, Sig. Good luck, Ringo. Mind your Z's and Q's.
Anyway, Tiny Trials. In between that plot, we have Puyo. One other thing that you've probably noticed, because it's pretty obvious, Tiny Trial and a few other modes do let you fast drop the Puyo, which normally isn't allowed. And that can speed things up a fair bit. In the meantime, it's time for a party. Also, it's time for Sheizo.
I don't see the target anywhere.
I'll let Sheizo speak for himself here.
Maybe 2 pairs of eyes isn't enough. I I know just the person to help. Goo-goo? Are you ready?
Wait for it.
Hey! Creeper! Hello? Seriously? I thought for sure that would do it.
Hey! Who are you calling a creeper?
Whoa! He actually came when I called!
I am Shezu, the Dark Mage. And I demand you stop screaming creeper at once. I prefer you to scream my name when we're together.
I'm not sure you're helping your case much.
Hey! You are besmirching my honor. I don't take that lightly. There are less besmirchy ways to summon me, you know.
Are you angry at me?
What do you think? You expect me to answer to Creeper like it's no big deal? The time has come for me to clear my reputation by assaulting this young girl!
Seizo kind of speaks for himself, I think, a little bit, just slightly. It's basically a running joke across the entire Puyo Puyo franchise that Seizo is, we'll say, incapable of not using double entendres. But it's okay. We'll battle, and that'll make everything better, like it always does. The one nice thing about party mode, though, is it does let you play around a bit with hilariously risky stacking like this. Because if I top out, I just lose 1,000 points and it keeps on going. Which lets me do this. It's a good time. We had fun. It turns out that that chain did a little damage. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know. I'll think on it and I'll get back to you.
Brace yourself.
Go get him.
Brace yourself.
Oh no, a searchlight. It's a shame I already basically had the chain set up and there was nothing that could be done to stop it. Also, that battle apparently was really difficult because his sword's all broken. I'm gonna have to get a new one. I think it's supposed to be some magic wand or something that's just shaped like a sword, but don't worry about it.
We're looking for the Dark Prince.
Is he wrongdoing again?
He's the reason these Tetraminos are falling on Print Town. And also, that's causing Rilu to act kind of kooky. Goo 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 goo.
Rulu, acting kooky, you say?
I'm going to teach that Dark Prince a lesson he won't forget.
With dramatic pointing and Puyo battles.
Advocate, but are you sure he's to blame?
Princess Advocate? What are you even saying? Stop being weird.
Never mind. Let us find him. We should probe the area.
Really? You'll help us? Hey, wait up! Goo! Goo goo!
Evil laughter.
Shush, it's Rulu.
Arl, you said she's being kooky, right?
Yep, sirree. And the Dark Prince is behind it.
Nope, Siri. Sorry.
Huh?
The Dark Prince is not our foe this time. Feel her magic aura. Embrace your training. That power is not of this world.
So, what are you saying?
Someone or something else is making her act this way.
Oh no! I was so cruel to the Dark Prince earlier.
He probably deserved it anyhow. Let us focus on Lulu. We should advance on her slowly. You stay put while I make advances on her.
Are you having a game plan?
Just watch and learn. Throw them!
You're interrupting my laugh and my master plan. I will turn this dimension into smithereens.
Tisk, tisk. It's a good thing he hasn't seen you like this. You know interdimensional chaos is not what he looks for in a girl. Tisk, tisk. Your crush, the Dark Prince, would be so disappointed.
So disappointed.
This isn't intended to be a brilliant game plan or something, is it? Because it is far from brilliant.
Rulu loves the Dark Prince. Rulu loves the Dark Prince.
Huh? It's working! Everyone! Rulu loves the Dark Prince! Rulu loves the Dark
Chat,
Prince!
feel free to join in and make sure to help this works as intended.
Dimensions. Chaos. Smithereens.
No! Rulu loves the Dark Prince!
Chaos and darkness. Darkness. Dark Prince. Dark Prince.
I'm in love with the Dark Prince! Whoa! We cured her without needing to fight! That's a new precedent. I guess love really does conquer all. Arl!
How dare you tease me and trivialize matters of the heart!
Shenzo started it.
No one mocks Lady Rulu and escapes in one piece. Not without a battle.
Why me? After all that, we
It
had
comes down to a battle anyway. Please raise your hand if you didn't see that coming. All right, we're doing some Puyo in here. This is a strange chain concept I've made here, but ultimately it'll be fine. Especially because I can turn this into a swap combo. And do some very strange center well stacking, I guess. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Let's carry on.
My mind feels so clear now. How'd I get here? What happened?
Wow, I never realized you were so gaga for the Dark Prince. You're crazy for him, huh?
And why not? He's strong, strapping, and madcapping.
Look, Carby, she's her own self again. Goo goo goo!
Are you telling me you don't agree? His radiant nobility, his overwhelming fragrance. A tip-top trendsetter, from his tippy horns to his tippy toes.
Oh boy, this could be a while. Shezo, I'm leaving her with you.
What? And you think I don't have anything better to do?
What? You don't have anything better to do? Great! Carby, let's march onward! Goo 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 goo!
Wait, don't I get a say in this?
Spoilers, Shezo doesn't.
Fine, I'll start over. His radiant nobility.
Make it stop! Make it stop!
All right, and another.
And then there's his shimmering emerald locks.
All of more of this.
Inelegantly
This is continuing to happen.
piercing the sky. I forget. Did I describe the way his smile makes me shiver?
Yes, twice now.
Then I'll describe it a third time for you.
Ribbit! Ribbit! Huh? Hey, it's Dongari Gairu!
Squee.
Onion!
Well, hey there, Onion Pixie! And how are you two little cuties doing?
Hey! Excuse me! I was describing things here.
Well, just stop. I've heard about the curvature of his horns all morning. I'm trying to talk to my adorable friends and you won't shut your lousy yap!
Did you just say to me what I think you just said to me?
Look, you're fine. Crisis over. I'm going to go train for a bit. Alone! No lovesick rambling, no monologues, and definitely no more horn curvatures.
Which is the perfect segue into a solo challenge. Amazing. That's not what I wanted. It's fine. It's fixable. It's not what I wanted, though. Oh, well. I inadvertently comboed my way all the way down. That's fine. Let's carry on.
Precious Harley, precious Carbunny, I forgive them. I forgive them not. I forgive them.
Oh! Looks like we found the Dark Prince before Arl did. And he's crying? And totally butchering those flower petals. I've seen this before. He's broken inside. Pee 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 pee.
Why are we stopping, Ringo? Didn't you say before we need to interrogate him?
We're stopping to ponder the broken heart
No, wait, maybe
of
he-
a Satan/Dark Prince, depending on what localization you're looking at.
And who are you? My name's T. I'm friends with Arl.
Harley?
Hey, wait! No! You should not mention that name right now!
Huh? Why?
You're the one who poisoned my beloved Harley against me!
Poisoned your beloved?
Spoilers. No, Arl has no interest in Satan whatsoever. That's also a long-running ambush battle, yes. In the meantime, yeah, it's party mode again. Because apparently you ambush with a party, because that's how ambushes work. It makes perfect sense when you think about it. In the meantime, pentominoes are happening, and those are fascinating. But pentominoes let me do the Tetris Plus. And also are fun to work with, I guess, kind of. They're a little interesting. I probably should Sure, perfect, yep. Exactly as planned. Fortunately, a misdrop in Tetris is not a huge deal. All that matters is that you can work around it and you can fix it in short order. And we're basically right back to normal. It's all fine again. No worries whatsoever. The item I just got there is a garbage reflector, as you could see. It's not as nice as it sounds, mostly because it lasts for about 5 seconds, then it's just kind of tired of waiting for an attack, and it just shrugs and wanders off. You know, standard garbage reflection things. Here we have the single Minos, which is a lot less exciting than it sounds because you can't clear anything worthwhile with them, so what's really the point? But I guess it's the thought that counts, right? It turns out both games actually have a thing that sounds really good on paper and ends up actually acting more as a hindrance, because Puyo has the single color Puyos, which basically does the same thing, where it really just makes it harder to stack, and you're just kind of left going, why
Impressive,
was
boy.
this a
Indeed,
power up
quite
for me?
impressive. Indeed. Quite.
If that had been anything but a Tetris battle, I would have lost.
Ha! Now I shall come at you with my full strength!
A rematch? But that's unheard of.
Dark Prince! There you are! Goo goo!
Oh my! It's Arlie and Carbunny.
I want to apologize for earlier. I was really horrible to you.
What's that? Don't sweat it.
Talk about a speedy recovery.
Arl, what are you saying? Does this mean the Dark Prince isn't to blame? That's right! I learned some things when we ran into Rulu and Chezo. Ringo! Arl! I'm back! Hey gang, it's Amity! Looks like we all found each other.
Gang's all here
Hey,
again.
Dark Prince, do you still want to tell us who's to blame?
Well, just think about it. Someone is behind merging the dimensions. So they must be powerful, right? But they must also be able to travel between dimensions.
Oh? Someone who travels between dimensions? Do we know someone like that?
He's laughing at you beyond the clouds. It's too high for you to ever reach. Not in a million years. Alas, I'm afraid you'd need a starship.
Good news! We got one of those.
What? You've already got one? When did that happen?
Yep, and she's all fixed up by now, I'm sure.
Well, then in that case, you'll get there just fine. But alas, I cannot join you. My place is here, in this world. Someone must finish clearing all these Tetraminos. And someone must help rebuild, even if it means all by his princely self.
Great! I'm sure you'll handle it. Let's go, everyone else.
He walked right into that one. So in the meantime, more wacky characters, including this dancing fish, who has an attack that is called the Funky Wave.
We're back at the crash site. And it looks like
Actually, I don't know if it's localized as that. I guess we'll find out.
Wow. They actually fixed her up.
Pee!
Much of the thanks goes to my new friend, Risukuma here. He was instrumental in the repairs.
Ah, don't mention it. It's kind of ironic when you think about it. We became such close friends getting your ship ready. But that just means saying goodbye is even harder now.
That's true, but no matter where we travel among the stars, I'll never forget the fun we had.
And I'll miss you, S.
I'll miss you too. I mean, probably. You were a big help fixing the Tetra.
You mean it? You'll really miss me?
Hey, don't twist my words. I might miss you, but not for another week or so. Sheesh.
A whole week.
Sitting in a tree. Macaroni and ass sitting in a tree. P-U-Y-O-I-N. That's the dumbest song I've ever heard, you two.
Doesn't sound so horrible to me.
Captain, it is time for us to depart.
Right. Thank you, everyone.
But how will we find out who is behind all of
Ringo.
this?
Aren't we forgetting one small detail? You are not leaving us behind! Pee. But Tetraminos are still falling. And there's still Puyos in the constellation zone. This mystery is still wide open as far as I see it. Oh my gosh, she's right. I thought our mission was all over.
Sounds like it's just getting started.
The Dark Prince said something interesting for once. The culprit is someone who can travel between dimensions. I wonder, I'd like to go with and look for him. I have a feeling our part in this mission isn't over yet. Is that all right?
You bet it is.
Let's get
Dramatic pointing.
Huh? You're coming too? Naturally. You expect me to sit around here all day? Well then, it's settled. Prepare to depart.
SS Tetra, to the stars!
There's so much space out here in space. T, the being we're looking for is named Echolon. He's out here somewhere.
Somewhere is a pretty large area.
Yeah, any idea where to start? Guys, I think the answer's been under our noses this whole time. There he is!
Egad! That blob's been staring at us this whole time. That's Echolon?
Beep, 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 beep! Didn't someone mention a drooling guy? How dare you sit there and eavesdrop and drool all over? Hey, he's getting away! Get back here, Echolon!
Jazz fingers! Baby old Skatadara's here to turn all your wishes to fishes. I got the swishes.
Skatadara is absolutely the best.
Without stitches.
What the heck's going on? I hate big ugly fish!
Well, excuse me for having some soul, lady.
You need to go! Now! Shoo! Shoo! If you don't go, then I'm going to battle you!
Oh, you want a battle, miss? You got one!
Chica, chica. So anyway, we're in space, so Big Bang mode is certainly appropriate. So fun fact with this this eye formation here, all of the clears can be made with just zipping the pieces over, or das as those of us in the biz call it, to either side and then rotating one or the other directions. You don't have to tap it at all, which is really nice and looks really good when you know how to do it. Anyway, 40 seconds is again the shorter length of time for Big Bang, but Skatadara was not Puyoing very well. He was Puyoing awful.
Fish cakes!
I knew I'd win!
So now he's a sad dancing fish.
Please go.
These guys are shellfish. I feel downright fish treated here.
Hey, dancing fish man. Why are you up here?
Not to play it coy, but I'm not sure, actually. I was just doing my thing, and I felt something tugging me, so I came. Here's what you do when life hands you a lemon, baby cakes. You shake your halibut, and you dance. Dance!
Gee, I feel like we could learn so much from you.
Skatadara, please never change.
Oh, right. We need to find Echolon. Bye, Mr. Fish.
The heck? You just gonna up and leave like I'm some sort of weirdo? Don't make old Skatadara swim solo!
And in the next stage, Skatadara swims solo.
Those cats really left me behind. Guess I'm just a big fish in an even bigger pond. Yeah, just me and the sea of stars. And that other fish case. Oh my God! Where do you come from?
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am the Ocean Prince. Prince Shelbrick III at your service. Charmed, I'm sure. You see, I was fleeing from my butler and, well, I wound up here somehow.
Well, Slugger, you certainly got yourself in quite a pickle. Got any idea where you are?
Nope. but now you're here to take me back.
This clown ain't hearing a word I'm saying. Look, chum, I've been floundering around these parts a while now.
Silence! All we need to do is pop some Puyos, fish brain. You pop enough and it teleports you to another world. Now let's hustle!
Hoy! Guess I should show this honky-tonk how to hustle.
So now it's time for Skidar to pop some Puyos, I guess. I don't know. At some point, you just gotta kind of sit back and enjoy the ride. Sometimes the story in Puyo Puyo just gets a little out of hand. But it's fine. We'll clear a few Puyos here, and that'll be good enough. As usual, it's much faster to just quick clear a few and not go for any chains, and then you can spike it quickly after that. There's 2 more stars. We're at 12 now, if I recall. And now S is involved somehow. I don't know how. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're not worrying about it. We have a $5 donation from CT Conqueror. Greetings from Germany. Sorry I can't give more, but happy to give what I can.
Well, thank you for the donation. All donations are helpful and welcome. This is probably a good enough chain.
You like that? Eyelashes, lipstick, face mask, crystal gel.
And we're done. Moving on. I also have no idea why S was the one that was doing that. That's just completely unannounced.
Interesting. Fascinating. You line up the blocks and... Oh, that's all? Bet I could use this as an ingredient for a new potion.
Who's the girl with the funny hat?
Oh, boysenberry. Guess she got worked up here too. You there. I need a magic assistant. Wanna help?
Huh? Me?
Yes, you. I'm doing an experiment with these blocks. But I need someone to help me.
Are you challenging me to a battle?
Spoilers, yes. Also, somehow T got roped into playing Puyo as part of this. Again, don't worry about it.
There! There!
I've lost track of what I was trying to do with this. So, alright, we're just gonna start, I don't know, setting some stuff up, I guess. See where this goes. I think if I clear those, I think the green's here, the chain trigger. So, yeah, this'll set it all off and actually end up being a lot better than I was expecting. Somehow that ended up being a 6. I'll take it.
Try this potion.
Frozen Puyos is one of the things that can be sent to your opponent, but it's actually also an entire mode on some of the other full Puyo Puyo releases that's a lot of fun. And I think you can even configure how many turns it takes for the Puyos to thaw out. And it's basically along the lines of, whoa, where did that come from? Well, that's, Alright, we can work around that, but that was an unexpectedly large amount of garbage. So, apparently Witch is doing alright at the Tetris. Still not good enough to actually claim victory here, but enough to do some damage.
I'm the Tetris King.
Chapter 5 is basically, hey, we gathered a bunch of old Puyo Puyo characters, and yeah, here they are. I don't know.
Does she even realize that she's up in space? It's impressive.
She's very focused, you might say.
Are you two done? We gotta follow this trail of drool before it disappears.
P. PPP. Following the trail looks like clearing some Tetronymos. I mean, in the world of Puyo Puyo Tetris, everything boils down to a bit of puzzle gaming in the end. Oh, I didn't even realize it was a 4-line challenge. So I just needed to clear one Tetris, and that would have been enough. That one always sneaks up on me, and I always I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the marathon trial. I have to clear a bunch of lines. Oh wait, I have to clear a line after I stack for several.
Yeah. Let's do it. Ready? Spin attack. Excellent.
Also, a very, very lengthy fever mode trial as well.
Ready? Prepare yourself. Spin attack. Excellent. There. Yeah.
But hopefully this will let me show off just how long some of the fever trial chains can get. Hopefully.
There. Yeah.
RNG's being a little uncooperative. Normally, you'd be getting a lot of all clears, which would help this out a fair bit. Correspondingly, I have this sinking suspicion I'm going to be missing some stars on this run.
Spin attack. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Lock down. Excellent. There.
Oh no, I cut the chain here. So that extra yellow fell and cleared the yellow that would have fallen to clear the last bit there. Which is... Wait, that was still worth 3, huh? Okay, sure.
Where am I? Nothing about this place looks familiar. And where'd all those weird blocks come from? There's no water, no food. I bet I'm super duper adorable as a damsel in distress. Why's no one here to see me being so adorable? I am the worst luck ever! I hope someone finds me before I starve so they can see how cute I am! Pee-pee? Huh? What's this chubby little thing? I wonder if I can eat it. Pee-pee! Hey, sorry, pal. But it's survival of the fittest out here! Pee-pee-pee-pee!
I do love the doodled on angry teeth when O gets angry. It's very beautiful. The like sketch effect of it is just wonderful. Anyway, Tetris Big Bang. I'm hoping I can get far enough in the chain to start showing off some of the truly outrageous spins that the Tetris mechanics in this game let you do. Because some of them very much don't make sense. Also, I have no idea what Draco Centauros is doing over there, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't correct. So there's these. These are T-spin triples. They don't make sense. And some I spins. These are maneuvers that are allowed in the game. And in fact, because they're set up for it, encouraged by the game.
Unfair! The chubby thing's able to make those blocks disappear! I don't like the looks of deceiving. Pee-pee!
black, drooling, shadowy guy sailing by?
Oh, yeah, keep on going and make a right up ahead. Then head left when the road ends. Can't miss it.
Gee, thanks. You deserve a reward. I'm broke or I'd give you one.
Okay.
We're almost there, gang.
What a bunch of weirdos.
And now I'm all alone again. And hungry.
No, seriously, they are just bringing in all kinds of Puyo characters just for an entire chapter of, I don't know, they're in space. They're in space!
What's all the crying about?
A girl with horns! You can talk! Hello!
Wow, that's how lonely I am? I hallucinated a girl with horns? Boy, I'm such a silly Millie.
What? I am not a figment of your imagination.
Oh, that's cute. My hallucination is trying to argue back.
Hey, listen up! There's only one way to prove to you I'm real.
But it's surprisingly enough not a battle. Because Liddell is not a character you can choose in this game. So, oh well. But apparently, now that Draco Centauros has seen it done, now she knows how to clear the Tetris, the Tetronymos. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Everyone's a fast learner here in this madcap world.
We caught you, Ekalo!
Blah?
Why do you keep running away? Clearly you're behind this mess.
That's no fair.
Huh?
What mess, Ringo? You all looked like you were having fun. And you were playing with all those colored blocks. I just wanted to play too!
What?
We had a good game of hide and seek, didn't we?
That's why you were running away?
I had so much fun. Let's have more fun together.
Ekalo! How dare you!
But after a bunch of different modes, now we're back to just some ordinary Tetris. But it's okay, because the madcapiest mode, to use the madcap word that Dark Princess had applied to him repeatedly, is going to come. And it's a doozy, let me tell you. But first, we have to go show Ekalo who's boss. Because he... well, I don't know. He probably deserves the battle, I guess. Certainly by Puyo Puyo logic, anyway. I'm also showing off some of the other goofy rotations that you can do, because why not? Also, Ekalo transforms into a scribbly, like, I don't know, scribble bit thing. I had something better and then fell out of my head, I'm sorry.
That was fun! You really made my day, Ringo!
Why are you being weird? Look, Ekalo. I want you to sit there and think about the trouble you caused.
What trouble?
Eh?
I didn't merge the two dimensions, Ringo.
You didn't? Well, guess we jumped to conclusions. Huh.
Well, of course you did, Ding Brain. The bad man has powers similar to mine. He's known as the Keeper of Dimensions.
Keeper of Dimensions.
He lives way out at the edge of space-time. It's his job to make sure the world stays separate. Someone hasn't hasn't been doing his job, if you ask me.
The edge of space-time. That's where we'll find the Keeper of Dimensions?
I guess.
Hey, you listening to me?
Hey, Ringo! It isn't so easy traveling that far. You'll need the power of Puyo Puyo and Tetris. You have to use them both. If you do it just right, you can warp there.
But how?
By
Well,
clearing
silly, you can't
Puyo
get
Puyos
there
and
with your
Tetrises.
current power. Nope, you all need to get much stronger.
How do we
It's
do
a lot
that?
of Ers.
Well, why do you single me out and be rude?
Not sure.
That's not a good reason.
Next, you're gonna say I need a reason to bury you in Puyos.
Bring it. I don't get buried that easy. You'll see.
So one thing I haven't mentioned is how the whole star system works that's leading into this donation challenge thing going on. Every stage has conditions for 2 or 3 stars. Getting 1 star is just as easy as completing the stage, but 2 and 3 requires some sort of condition. Typically, it's either a time or a score level that needs to be met. And for this one, it's a score condition, which is more or less met with this 5-chain or 6-chain that I got here. That's more than enough. It's also enough to finish the round, too, so it's convenient. The score conditions are going to start to become a problem a bit later on when it becomes difficult to get enough points before the computer ends up falling over.
See ya, Ringo.
But that's to come in another chapter. That'll be in Chapter 7, where we run into that problem.
Let's look on the bright side.
And Chapter 7 is the last chapter that we'll be seeing as part of the storyline percent. It's the end of the main story.
So that's where we stand.
To reach the edge of space-time, we need to get stronger.
Wow! I had no idea that even existed. So how do we get stronger? No clue. It's easier said than done. I wish it weren't so vague.
Oh my, are we in trouble?
Huh? Oh!
Good day, everyone.
I see some new faces, meow.
Professor Akor! Shouldn't you be back at Print Magic School? Why are you out here?
Oh, I was just passing by.
Wow!
Speaking of which, did I hear you were trying to become stronger?
I hear if you pop some Puyos and clear some lines,
Never
might just do the trick.
I had a sneaky feeling this might happen. So I built you all some training grounds.
You built us a place to train? Without even knowing we'd need it. Oh, you're the best! Does no one else find this oddly convenient? No? Just me? I bet if we all go there and battle each other, we'll all get stronger!
Eh? That would be outrageous.
Meowtrageous.
No, instead you'll have to face your own memories.
What now?
You'll be training against illusions. Close friends, powerful rivals, and everyone in between.
If you beat them all up, it'll turn you more meowful.
I'm not sure I get it. But it sure sounds like a hoot! Come on, everyone! What are we waiting for?
Safe travels!
I believe in meow.
And who should show up but our good buddy Shazo again.
Professor Akor says we'll face our memories here. That can be anyone. I wonder who I'll face. I'm nervous. Who's there?
You were looking for a powerful opponent, correct? And naturally, that means you should face me and my dark magic.
Shezo?
I've been waiting for this moment. Finally, you and I are going to score together.
You mean we're gonna rack up scores battling? Shezzo, you gotta work on your vocab sometimes.
Cease all this at once!
Huh?
I and I alone am Arl's greatest rival. The Queen of Martial Arts! You and your dork magic can go run along now.
Hey, that's dark magic.
What in the world's going on here? I only need one opponent.
Cease all this at once!
Oh, great. There's more. Why wouldn't there be more?
There's only one person who occupies Arlie's thoughts and memories.
Me! Not you! Me!
Oh, Arlie, let's have a battle that'll never be forgotten.
You're all really confusing me right now. Goo Goo?
Ha! Don't waste your attention on her, my lovely prince. I will battle with her.
No, she's mine. I will have my way with her first. She's too precious for either of you. Arlie, please choose me.
Sheizo.
All of you! If you can't play nice,
He does need to work on his vocab sometimes.
let's be friends, please.
All right, guys. Let's just do rock, scissors, paper.
Okay, fine. 1, 2, 3.
Ha-ha! Rock triumphs every time. Every time.
That's how you guys settled this?
I rocked their world. And now it's your turn.
Whatever. Can we just get this over with?
Party battle!
I got nothing. I have nothing to add to that cutscene.
Well, we have a donation to add. $2.22 from Denir Nertan. Look, a donation. What face?
Thanks, Denir. So we're gonna rack up some score playing party mode. That much was actually true. The whole point of party mode is racking up the score. So I guess at least that much was right. So anyway, as always, get a few chains in. If you can defeat your opponent, all the better.
Thunderstorm! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You're mine now!
I appreciate Sheizo's continued enthusiasm, though, as the battle continues on. Unfortunately, the power chains are too much power for Sheizo to handle. Oh, I forgot the blue on there. Oops. Well, that's not gonna get it done, huh? Oh well. Is anyone keeping track of how many battles we've fought so far? Not quite 50, probably, because there's some of those single-player challenge things in there somewhere.
Fair, you cheating mage. You're hogging Arlie all to yourself. It's my turn with her.
Does anyone else hear this guy? Why am I the creeper?
My dark prince, why don't we battle? Huh? My fists have longed to tangle with you.
No thanks. Arlie is the opponent of my dreams.
Do you ever be quiet?
They're at it again. Goop. Plans never change, huh? Oh well.
I feel like all of what we've seen here is basically the dynamic between most of the main characters in like the first couple of Puyo games. There it is. You've gotten all of those summed up in a couple of cutscenes. So anyway, moving on to some of the closing chapters of the game here. We've got another sprint trial. For a change of pace, we'll do some comboing. Haven't done one of those in a little bit. I was gonna see if I could figure out a way to all clear, but then I couldn't. Oh well. Onward to the next we go.
A battle with your own illusions. What if my mind creates something dangerous? Or something scary? Please, nothing scary! No ghosts! Great! Maybe I just jinxed myself! Fast, friendly, and free of charge. It's a special delivery. I'm you. And I'm Ray.
They're ghosts.
I did it! I did jinx myself! Make them go away! Make them go away! Today's special delivery is extra special. It comes directly from the ghost office. Leave me alone! I don't think she's listening to your puns. Someone help! Seriously, I'll take anybody at all!
Did someone call for anybody at all?
Maguro technically qualifies.
That's right, it's me, Maguro.
Sometimes.
Maguro star.
I'll hold still if you'd like a feel.
Kuma!
Yep, the one and only Risu Kuma.
We're good now. The ghosts are gone.
Star.
You sure? Whew, thanks.
You seem jittery, Ringo. Did we want to try the whole touching fur thing?
I'm perfectly fine. I just need to battle someone. Battling soothes me. And I'm here to get stronger.
Are you sure you want to do this?
You bet I am.
Surely sure.
You ready?
Puyo Puyo battle!
Battling solves all problems. This battle also apparently featuring higher gravity. Gravity's been slowly ratcheting up, and I think we're finally hitting the point where the Puyos are falling at a pretty decent clip. Not that that's the end of the world or anything. That's still be fine. But they're actually starting to fall a little bit now.
Whew, that really calmed me down.
I'm glad to hear it.
The soothing powers of the 6-chain.
Well, why are you telling me?
If it was a 5-chain, wouldn't have been soothing enough. 6-chain was required.
Well, it's hard to say in person, I guess.
I see.
Oh, you two are adorable.
Hey, Reese. I want to say something to you, too. Well, can I open you up and look inside?
Look inside?
I gotta know, are you a bear? Or is it just a costume?
Hey, I don't like that look in your eye.
Ah, leave him alone.
Star.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess I should see how the others are doing.
But before Ringer does that, some tiny Puyos. It's also a way to get stronger, but we're not going to be doing 6-chains here. Those take too long.
Solved it.
by the way. And there we go. So that's 2 more for the tally, which I think puts us at 12? Oh, I thought it was 14. Maybe it's 12. I don't know. I don't remember. We'll call it 14. Sure.
I'm going to have
That's just more money for charity.
Liddell and I always had good Puyo matches.
Oh, how sweet. I always loved our fights too.
And Rafina always loved getting extra practice.
A proper lady must always focus on improving herself.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
I bet he'd be a toughie.
You'll be quite prone to losing against me.
Well, he's strong too, but in a weird sort of way.
I saw into the future. It didn't look good for you.
Oh, and Leverus! But he's kinda... what's the word?
Kinda amazing.
Who else from school?
Hey, Amity.
Oh yeah, there's Sig!
What you up to?
I was just thinking about strong opponents.
Where are we?
We're in my memories.
Asking the important questions.
You're just an illusion, Sig.
Well, that's a bummer.
I know, it's all confusing. Even I don't quite get it. But Professor Akor says I need to battle people.
Is that all?
Yep.
It's Puyo time.
Sig with his incredibly enthusiastic voice acting. Which I'm pretty sure is intentionally unenthusiastic. It has to be. There's no way.
Yours.
This is probably gonna work. I don't know, let's see where this goes.
Here I go. Ready for more?
Yours.
No, rotating is not ideal.
Huh?
Rotating is usually part of a balanced Puyo breakfast. Fortunately, it doesn't last very long, so it's usually fine.
Yours.
Ah! Well, that's annoying. I wanted to clear that, but it would have cleared the yellows, and that would have ruined the chain. So I guess we have to hold off.
Yours.
Oh, well. And it ruined the chain again. Thanks. Sig, stop being rude.
Huh? Yours.
Sig, what did I just say about not being rude? Come on. You need to calm down with that. I mean, once again, party mode is a relatively laid-back experience. You're just on a time limit. It's just scoring some points. You know, you're having a party. It's a good time. I guess. Probably. Fortunately, the match gives an opportunity to get some decent chains built up and sent off, and we're on to the next, just like that. Easy peasy.
I won! I did it!
Amity is excited.
Oh, I feel so much stronger!
Flex.
Really?
You betcha! And I got to see all my closest friends again!
Even though you were just talking to them not that long ago.
That reminds me.
What's up?
I've always wanted to say something to you. Lately, I feel like you and I... Well, I just want to say...
Say that, Amy. You should tell the real Sig.
Huh? Oh, right!
Glad I could help.
Okay, bye.
See how the others are doing. Bye-bye! See you soon!
I wonder if she'll tell him.
Spoilers, probably not. So in the meantime, another Ultra Trial. And as is the norm with the Ultra Trials, the star conditions boil down to getting a certain amount of additional points beyond the requirement. Usually isn't too bad. That combo is enough to see us through, and so we'll throw that up there, and we'll take 2 more stars onto the tally, and we'll save a minute.
So this is T's mind. What would happen if we made a mess in here? Maybe it'll change his memories?
Maybe he'll forget something important.
Oh my! That sounds like a fun-tastrophe!
A fun-tastrophe. And the Funcapades.
You can't just ruin people's memories.
But no fun allowed. T's here to put a stop to this.
I can't let my guard down for a second with them. Huh? Why are you here?
Oh, hello, Captain. This place is so unstable, it's rather unnerving.
If you're afraid, you can go home. I wonder what powerful opponent I'll face. I bet it'll be the previous Tetris King. He was the captain of the SS Tetra too, before me.
Intrigue. A new character enters the
We were
fray.
good friends once, but I'm having trouble remembering him. Oh? Captain's report, oh? I will increase my power by fighting an illusion of you!
PvP!
O is definitely up for this. O is always up for some Puyo Tato madness.
Puyo Puyo, engage!
So it's been a while since we've done some swaps, so it'll be good to stretch out with that again. As always, the key to swap is getting your swap combo nice and ready. So we're gonna actually stall a little bit here, so that starts right as we switch. Because that 7 swap combo is going to be already enough to put O on the ropes, and this T-spin will be probably enough to probably seal the deal, unless O puts some good stalling tactics on. Unfortunately, I've left my Tetris field a little bit of a mess, so we'll have to fix that if it comes back around. Not the end of the world, certainly, but we might have to... Whoa!
What?
All right. That's an unexpected amount of clearing happening. So we're gonna actually do a different stall tactic and let the garbage hit the Tetris side instead, because it's much easier to recover from that. Oh, making it happen there a little bit was surprising.
PP! PP!
Good job, O.
Thanks, O. Maybe I should thank the real world you. Hey, come to think of it, I always log my captain's reports with O. But where do they go? Who listens to my reports?
Where did we come from? Why are we here? Where are we going? Next up, line trial. Fortunately, the goals of the line trial and the goals of a speedrun are one and the same. Let's get some lines cleared nice and quick.
I never back down.
And just like that, we're good to go. On to the next. But we have a few more memory, or one more memory to revisit.
Person I want to spar with.
S.
Papa, you're the best, most incredible Papa ever. That Ringo girl has no clue. She wondered how you could be my papa. How can she question such a thing?
Oh, S.
Yes, Papa?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry for leaving you alone.
What do you mean? You're always with me, Papa. I'm never lonely.
Zed is just a guardian. He's my substitute, because I can't be there.
Papa? What are you saying?
I miss you, S. I wish I could see you.
Papa? I don't understand. Everything's a blur. Let's have a Tetris battle like old times, Papa.
Ah, it shall be old times once again. So here we have some more Big Bang mode. So we might get a chance to see some more interesting and questionable Tetronimo spins. So after, as you've probably seen from a few rounds of Tetris Big Bang by now, there's definitely a few sets of setups that it uses. So once you understand the different setups, it becomes just a matter of execution. Unfortunately, we still didn't get a chance to see some of my favorite ridiculous how does this even work spins, the S and Z triples, because that's a thing that can happen. I'm not even joking. It doesn't make sense, and I have no idea how to set it up intentionally. But it's definitely a thing, and it shows up in Big Bang mode sometimes.
Huh? Papa? Where'd you go? Papa? My memories are playing tricks on me. That guy wasn't my real papa. I'm gonna go see my real papa.
Oh, that's the wrong button. I thought this was a Nintendo controller. Well, I guess technically it is a Nintendo controller. I thought it was laid out like a Nintendo controller for a moment.
Hey, O. It's been a while. I don't mean to bother you, O.
The most over-the-top suspenders that have ever been created are now before your very eyes.
I appreciate everything you've done, O. But I have to confess something to you. I'm to blame for all this chaos. I had a feeling you already guessed. I'm sorry, O. You need to come stop me. I'm at the farthest edges of space-time. You need to get stronger. You know whom you need to fight, right? I should get going, O. I'll see you soon.
P? No, T. So, I think this is the second to last iteration of Party, so we're almost free of Party mode. At long last. Alright, this is fine. Let's fix that right up. Oh, Pentominoes. Sure. Yes. Perfect. Indeed. So one of the things you always have to be careful of in party mode on Tetris is when it clears out, it does clear out the entire thing. And that's causing some trouble for me. And of course you have to watch out for your opponent dropping items on you as well, but in the end, it's really about just keeping a good pace, placing blocks well, clearing Tetrises. A lot of the same general principles apply, where you just gotta clear the lines well. It's not really gonna... Your strategy shouldn't change too significantly between party mode and normal mode. Except when pentominos happen, then all bets are off. Hey, that works. Nice. All right. Hey, that didn't work. Not so nice. That is probably not... The match is not going to last long enough for that to matter, but it was definitely a problematic little hole that created. But it's okay. I was excited, and we now know the true culprit.
PPP. Looks like everyone's faced the illusions. Hee-hee! That place was unbelievable! I could feel the power rushing through me. Goo goo goo! Goo goo goo! PPP! PPP! I feel more focused too, and my vocabulary's bigger. Yep! Oh no. What's wrong, S? Shut it, Hat for Hair. Don't you all ever stop jabbering away? I was just worried about you, that's all.
I'm sorry, Amity. S just needs some alone time.
It's all right. I can see why she acts the way she does. Something's bothering her. And she doesn't always know how to deal with it.
You're very patient, Amity.
Pee-pee.
I have to admit, I'm kind of worried. I feel lonely too.
How?
It's okay,
We're all
though.
together.
Right now, yes, because our worlds are merging. But soon, when we fix this mess, well...
They'll
we'll all have to
unmerge.
split apart.
Huh? What do you mean?
You didn't realize that?
No! I want us to stay friends forever. I don't want to split up.
I'll miss you too. All of you. But we have to move forward with the mission.
Well now, is everyone ready?
You must combine your powers and head to the far reaches of outer space.
Outer
Well,
space.
I guess we're ready.
Good luck, everyone!
Wait, hold on! Hey, wait! I'm not ready for this! Stop the launch!
There's no stopping the launch. We're on to Chapter 7, the final chapter. The outer
did it
reaches of outer
Hey, I
space.
guess so. This must be the edge of space-time. But where's the keeper?
Very
Right here.
rocks floating in space, like.
You! You're the keeper of
So here we
dimensions?
have
That's right.
Captain Overalls,
T.
also
Do
known
you
as
know this
X,
guy?
who's definitely not
This
a
is X,
Tetronimo.
former Tetris king. I'm beginning to remember. He's the one I send my captain's reports to.
What? You didn't think to tell us this sooner?
I didn't remember.
Sorry. It's all so confusing. My memory's mostly a blur.
You weren't meant to remember me, T.
What do you mean?
I travel freely between dimensions. I don't belong to any world. And therefore, people never remember me.
I see.
Hey, X. Keeper? Why are you merging the two worlds?
Don't worry about it. It's just all part of my Grandmaster plan.
Making new friends and all. But aside
Or I got
from
lazy.
that, this
You know,
whole thing has been a
50-50
mess.
chance. Either way.
They're right. You're a horrible keeper. Do your job next time.
I'm sorry, everyone. But it's beyond my control.
What? Hey, get back here! I'm not finished with you! What's happening? It's a whole swarm of Puyos and Tetraminos! We have to make them all disappear. Help me!
So, Welcome to the final mode of the game, Fusion Mode. Fusion Mode is, well, a fusion of Puyo Puyo Tetris. This is aptly named. You have both on the same playfield at the same time. It's bedlam. It's also very confusing. And sometimes you get pieces that swap between the two, and you can keep on just dropping Puyos and or Tetronimos real quickly. And also the computer's not very good at it. And so ultimately that score requirement to get a 3-star ranking on this ends up being a problem sometimes because computer sometimes just isn't very good and you end up winning too fast. I'm not even joking. So due to the ability to just keep on dropping, you can end up getting some chains by the sheer basically power of just placing pieces quickly. Kind of like this. And if you do that well enough, you can cause some truly outrageous amounts of damage to your opponent. Some other interesting properties of Fusion Mode. The Tetronimos will squash both Puyos and garbage, and you can squash it in 2 different ways. We'll explore that more a little bit on the few additional iterations of Fusion Mode.
Hey, wait up!
There's going to be a bunch of Fusion to come.
I learned I could cross between worlds. And from then on, I became the keeper of dimensions. But my days were spent in solitude. My only companionship came from hearing T's reports. I was all alone, watching over the universe, protecting the border between worlds. And then...
it happened.
Again. Oh, did you know about this the whole time? You're the one who sent T's reports to him, right? PP... Guru? I see. Well, X sounds like he was pretty lonely. PP! PP! What's that? There's more Tetraminos incoming, and Puyos! PP!
Both at the same time.
Goo-goo! Goo-goo-goo!
Let's all panic. It's very panic-worthy.
We can handle these. Let's go, Carby! Goo-goo-goo!
The time requirement fusion matches are a little bit easier to get the 3 stars on. So anyway, Puyo squashing. If you hard drop, all of the Puyos above the Tetronimo will get squashed, and then on your subsequent piece, they will all fall back down, all at once. You could actually do some pretty clever chaining with this. I guess it's on the same piece. I don't know. Clearly, I'm very good at Fusion Mode, and fully know what I'm doing with it. My usual strategy, of course, being just put them down really quickly and hope for the best, which works most of the time. Ultimately, though, you can also do what's happening over on the computer's side, where if you soft drop the Tetronimo, it'll gradually just squish them little by little, and then it'll keep on falling down and keep on squishing until it actually hits solid ground. And you can do that to both do some tremendously good stall tactics, and you can also do it to do some kind of cheeky, like large line clears. Because it's very possible to have some Puyos on the side, have a eyepiece slowly squish them down, and then throw another eyepiece on the top of it, and basically clear just all kinds of lines at once. It's just You can do all sorts of goofy things like this. Fusion mode, all bets are off. Just go forward and make the magic happen. But you can also get yourself into a real pickle if you end up having a messy bottom of the board with all of the Tetronimos down there. The other thing worth noting, the other thing worth noting we'll explore next time on Fusion Z.
We're safe now! Goo-goo! Now then.
Thank you. Just a little farther now.
Huh? Hey, stop running off! Come on, Kirby! Goo-goo! Pee-pee!
And away everyone goes. Next up, we have another very lengthy fever trial. And a distinct lack of yellows there. That said, hopefully we'll get a chance to see some of the larger and more confusing fever chains here. Sometimes that is a little bit RNG dependent, but as I said, every time you get a clear, it increases the difficulty, the degree of difficulty by 1. Every time you get an all clear, it increases the degree of difficulty by 2. So after a few more of these, it starts to get a little hectic in there. There's a lot going on with these. Ultimately, you can get up to, I think, a 15 chain that gets pre-made for you, and really, I actually cut the chain there with that extra bit of blue that cleared, so it's gonna, at the lower left, those blues aren't gonna clear and this chain's gonna end prematurely. And it starts to become very easy to accidentally cause that, just due to the sheer Puyos involved at this point. But ultimately, you can get all this Puyos out of the way, and we can move on to 7-4.
I sat here for years, listening to T's reports. I was sad.
X was sad.
I was alone.
X was alone and sad.
I know that's selfish.
And forgotten.
I wanted
all of
to
these
ignore
things.
my feelings, but I couldn't stop it.
That's heartbreaking.
Huh? What's heartbreaking?
He's been all by himself, at the edge of the universe. You don't feel sad for him? Imagine how long he was here. Imagine how
S ain't buying it.
he was. It's his job. Don't be so cruel. He's just looking for attention. Stop it. Have some compassion.
Look, I can't help it. When I see him, I get this weird feeling inside.
Huh?
I feel like I know him, but I've never seen him before. How's that possible?
What's wrong?
Some kind of magic, probably.
It's nothing. Let's clear the debris and keep following him.
Fusion continues. Score requirements get harder. There's a pretty decent likelihood I'm going to end up dropping the requirement here, and we're going to donate some more money to charity, which is really probably a net win anyway, but the other thing that's kind of unique to Fusion mode are those strange, tiny Tetronimos. They can cause some trouble just because they're a little weird to put into place sometimes. Not insurmountable, certainly, but they can be troublesome. But ultimately, if you can put the Puyo Tetranimo combos down quickly, you'll usually be able to at least fumble something together without too much problems. Probably. Hopefully. The one thing you do want to keep in mind, though, and that's what I remembered I was going to get to the last time, if you squash Puyos with a Tetranimo, it delays the next Puyo a little bit, and that's usually enough to break your chain. So you do have to keep that in mind when you're stacking, and oh, there's another star. 17? I think? I don't know.
This way.
He went that way! Let's go! This is what he wants! He's just toying with us!
A wild goose chase.
What a jerk!
A wild Tetris chase? A wild Puyo chase.
Fine, I agree with you, but I don't have to like it.
Coming in on the home stretch now. A couple more trial missions to clear as well. But we're almost to the end. A few more, and we'll get to the bottom of all of these Puyo Tetranimo combination-y things. We'll get to the bottom of the mystery.
And the balance has been restored with a $7.78 donation by Plant Sky. Goo goo!
Goo goo! And another star makes 18.
This place is harsh. It's constantly under tension, like a stormy sea. All it takes is one small gap, one missed moment. That's all it takes for a tiny tear between the dimensions to form. I tried my best to seal it up. I was too depressed.
This X guy, I don't think he's running away from us. I think he's leading us somewhere.
I agree.
To the bottom of the mystery.
Why is he telling us these stories on the way?
I'm not sure.
Huh? Hey, T, you alright? What are you thinking?
Oh, nothing.
You've been quiet this whole time. You don't seem to be sympathizing with X. Are you up to something?
Oh no! Look, more Puyos and Tetraminos. Let's focus on getting
Hey, look, a distraction.
You and me, we got it. So it seems like you're dodging my question.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's probably fine. Oh, and squash some Puyos. So there goes the chain again. It's all too easy to do that without paying attention.
What?
Now that said, if you clear a line with it, that's usually enough to keep it going. So it's not, all is not lost. The other thing worth noting, T-spins, forget about it. It's technically possible, but you have to have all Puyos clear to the area. And that's not very likely. Puyos are much more common than Tetranimos are. Well, I actually could have cleared a line there and kept that going. Oops. Oh well. Oops. So what happened there is some flip back and forth, and the timing got me. But it's okay, because unless T is going to do some top-tier stalling tactics, He's got way too much garbage that's gonna fall on him. It was over.
We should overtake X very soon.
Hey, T!
No time, Ringo. Let's hurry.
No time for talk.
T, why won't you answer me?
So we have another endless trial, and the thing about these trials as they move on later in the game is it's increasing the gravity, which means it's increasing the level. And all of that means that the point gains from doing things also increases over time. So this is probably enough to take care of business. Oh, not quite. Wow. It was very close, though. And that was only a simple 3-chain. But another chain here should be enough to let us move on and find out more about the mystery of X. That was perfect, or it was worth 1 star, which is 2 more on the tally.
You made it.
We made it.
Got you now, X.
Indeed you have. Welcome to the farthest edge of space-time. We are at the border between the worlds.
Answer me. We followed you this far. What's your game?
I want you
Puyo
to
Puyo. And Tetris.
I want you to win.
Or
What's
both.
your angle?
Ideally both.
I was careless before. I need to be reminded of why my job is important. I want to fight the Tetris King and feel that once more. Otherwise, I might give in to hopelessness again.
So that's what you want? That's all.
And don't hold back, Tetris King.
Very well. Prepare for battle, Keeper!
There's swap mode. The final swap mode of the game. With very dramatic music.
And dramatic music deserves a dramatic donation. $1.69. Nice. From Danir Nertan. Gotta bring the justice back again.
So in the meantime, we'll get this chain set up. And as before, swap combos are the name of the game in swap mode. And a 7 swap combo is going to leave X in a bit of a pickle. Entirely too much of a pickle for him to overcome. But he's not done yet. Got a little bit more to go.
The Tetraminos and the Puyos have vanished. And you've made me remember. I'll return to my post now.
About that, X. I want to swap places with you. What did you say? You said you were lonely. So let me take over as the Keeper of Dimensions. Seriously?
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 Seriously? T? Seriously?
Hey, the former king was able to do it, right? So surely I'm qualified too.
T, are you mad?
Quite the opposite. I'm a
He's happy.
responsible
Look,
person and
he's
I'm up
smiling
to
and
the task.
everything.
That's not the point! T, no. You'll be stuck here alone. Do you realize what that means?
I do. But if it's not me, then it's X. We can't leave him behind like this. This is the only way. And it's for S's sake.
I'm going to let you, T.
Then face me, Keeper. If I win, you do as I say.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yes, I do. Now,
No, you don't.
You were holding back earlier. This time, I want the real thing.
Fine. I'll show you what I can really do. Brace yourself, T.
Tetris battle!
with, again, suitably dramatic music. And suitably exciting misdrops. It's alright. It's being done for the drama, clearly. Yes. It's alright, though. For being the former Tetris King, X sure doesn't stand a chance against the present Tetris King. Wasn't even a contest.
I never back down.
But as you'll notice, there's exactly one remaining match. And of course,
I told you.
what is
I'm the true
appropriate
Tetris
but
King.
fusion to end the fusion of Puyo Puyo and Tetris?
I will be the keeper now. I'm sorry, Ellen.
This is math.
Stop!
What now?
Stop this foolishness!
I won't let you!
Ringo? Why not? I know what I'm doing. It's the only way to help X.
You are so irritating!
Huh?
This isn't a solution. Neither of you should have to sit here for eternity.
It's not the best solution, but it's the only one we've got.
No, Ringo's right. There has to be some other way. And together we'll find it.
I'll just clear some Puyos. Seems to work every other time.
It's true. Someone will know the answer. Ness and I have gotten so close. We'll work together to solve this. You're wrong. You and I aren't really that close at all. But she's right about the other stuff, T. Let's think about this. Pee-pee-pee.
What?
You just don't get it, do you? Fine. I'll have to beat some sense into you.
Ringo?
I'm going to fight you with Puyo Puyo!
And also Tetris! Okay. I went a little too fast there. That's fine. We can work around that. I went a little not fast enough that time, but T is already a little on the ropes. Not quite completely on the ropes, but that was lucky, says Ringo. I don't know if I buy the luck factor in this, but we'll let her believe what she wants. I think we've got this. I just call it a hunch. I think the battle is won.
I'll do better next time.
That was perfect.
And another 3 stars. So what was the final missed star count while we watch the ending?
All right.
An even 20.
An even 20.
Ringo?
So that is $60 additional.
Is that also time? Or?
That is also time.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
That's all right. That probably makes up for forgetting to start the timer. 3:18:25.
3:18:25. Not bad for also watching all the cutscenes.
Like a whole lot.
Especially because I think those add about 2 hours to the viewing experience.
Something back there? What? Hey!
It's a nice idea, Amity, but this is the farthest edge of space-time. Only those with the power to cross dimensions can reach this place. And the Keeper's not allowed to leave. Ever.
Oh, okay. Go back to the drawing board.
Oh, well, I guess
Never
then.
left the drawing board. Oh, okay. We need a better idea.
There isn't a better idea. It's the Keeper's fate to remain alone. It's a life of solitude. It's hopeless.
Seems like an awful deal to me.
Surely it isn't entirely hopeless.
I know that voice.
Nothing is hopeless when you're the Dark Prince.
What are you doing here? Goo 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 goo.
I'm here too, Ringo.
Ekalo?
I have the power to cross dimensional boundaries. And this guy's got some really wicked dark magic. So together, we made a warp tunnel from the Tetra to this place.
That sounds ridiculously simple.
Are you impressed? Think of it as a gift from the Dark Prince. A gift to my precious Arlean car bunny.
I don't know what to
Dark
say.
Prince and or Satan still trying to work an angle.
And wise. And the perfect catch, no?
I don't know about all that. But I'm definitely really happy about all this.
That smile! Now that I've seen her smile, I'll never wash these eyeballs ever again.
And thank you too, Ekalo.
Oh, Ringo. Do I perhaps get a little more than just a smile?
No.
Hey, Ekalo, don't be so needy. Girls don't like it.
Really? Advice from you?
T-X! This is fantastic! Now no one will have to be lonely!
Amity.
Everyone can have friends
I
forever.
still have some doubts about this warp tunnel. But it sounds like a good solution for now, right? Now we can come visit any time.
I'd like that, Ez. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I should restore the dimensional boundary now.
Wait, that means all of us.
Yes. I suggest you each say your goodbyes.
I'm super duper excited to see you again someday. I already told you. After this, we won't be able to meet up again. Yeah, well, that's just a theory. Fine, believe what you want. Goo goo, goo goo. Pee pee, pee pee.
Wait, 500 downs? That's a lot of downs.
Pee.
That's an incredible... Well, maybe if you're a first-time player going through for the first time and it's not a speed run
We're
anymore.
going to miss each other. I hate goodbyes. Don't you, Ringo? Nope, not at all. Huh? Why? Because every time, we always find our way back together again. We'll all be reunited again. Well, yeah, once we do get warped around a bit.
Thank you, Ringo. You were a big help.
Mr. Bond, I
Please,
think you need to do
take
some
care of
science
yourself.
at some point.
You got it. I'll take the best care of myself.
Right. Good.
Hey, I forgot. I have a present for you. It's a fruit from my house. One sec, I'll get it.
Sure.
Go after her, T. Ringo is... I mean...
Thanks, Arl.
I hope he likes
So
it.
just a little bit more cutscene, and then I think we're onto the credit roll, and we can move on to
Sorry I startled you.
I think Eon's run, right? After
Try
this,
This is called an apple. It's the best
Infinity
thing
Drive.
Thanks. I'll try it.
Do you want some Puyos too? I got some. Wait, they don't exist in your world, huh?
Yeah.
How about some marshmallows? They'll remind you of Puyos.
Oh?
And, tea?
Yes, Ringo? I don't like saying goodbye. I never know what to say.
Me too. Let's agree to not say goodbye. Please,
We'll say
T?
so long or farewell instead.
I won't.
Those seem like
just
solid
wanna
alternate
remember
options.
this. I want our last memory to be smiles.
Yes, Ringo. It's hard though. I'm really sad to see you go.
So now Mr. Tough Guy shows his emotions, huh?
What?
Who am I?
I'll be the keeper now.
Hey, stop it. That sounds nothing like me.
I'm the Tetris King. Wah, wah, wah.
What, what,
Ringo,
what?
give me a break.
You're one to talk, Ringo. Huh? Arl? Yeah, really, Ringo? When you were fighting T, you were so serious. Hey, that's a lie.
Get owned, Ringo.
That was a tense battle.
Well, I'm glad they all enjoyed watching us. I'm going to miss you all.
Me too, everyone.
We haven't had a good misadventure in forever. Yup, I'm glad we were all together. Goo goo goo!
Goo goo goo, and roll credits.
So long, Tetris King.
So long, Ringo.
I'll never forget you.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
And that's Puyo Puyo Tetris. So, I've been told that Mr. Bond's Infinity Drive is next, so it's set up for that, and be back in a few. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, that's right. The Infinity Drive run is up next here, and given my current state of tiredness, it will be quite a show, I have a feeling. So we'll take a few minutes to get that set up. We'll be back in a bit.